Are you logging back in, Jen? There might be a button that would admit Jen. Like it'll have a blue button near the top of the screen when she logs back on. Okay, we're ready to go.
Okay, I have a proposal.
For the-
Okay,
Oh,
what do I,
sorry.
hold on. So like,
So we left off at donations.
hold on.
So we left off at donations.
Your lips didn't even move.
Are you in, Jen?
We left off at donations.
I think I know how to do this.
Are you in, Jen?
Should I mute this?
I think you have to let me in.
I'm trying, I don't know how.
You just move your, like, click on that ignite button at the top.
Oh, over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said left corner.
I thought you
Oh,
said on
not that corner.
here.
The other left.
Okay,
Okay, so donations, the first one is Bridgeview School, $15,000, and they've submitted what they've done with the money in the past, what they're proposing to do going forward.
So they've asked for a 50% increase, is that correct?
50% increase. I didn't compare. to
It says on the spreadsheet, it's 2023 approved 10,000,
Okay.
2024 requested 15.
Discuss that now or? Wish?
If I can just make one point on the increase, the cost of everything, as we've discussed multiple times today, has gone up quite a lot. So anytime the school wants to have someone come to the school for programming, like children's mental health programming, that sort of thing, and the cost is significantly higher than it would have been last year, the year before that, and every year in the past. That is just the reality right now. So that is a big reason for the increase.
so they asked for an increase last year and we didn't give it, but last year it was specifically about a purchase of artwork
Mhm.
or mural,
Yeah,
and we deemed that not as important. So in this case, if it's about increased cost, that's a different issue.
Mhm.
But, so we hadn't ever increased from the 10 for the last few years.
and,
But our revenues dropped 30%.
my initial feedback is their application doesn't support why we go up $5,000. If there was a shopping list of things that they or had goals or targets, but
Mhm.
I'm not seeing it in the letter, so that's my concern.
I knew they do a lot with that. It's field trips. I remember every year seeing different presentations. I think we cut back on them a couple of years ago because they weren't spending it all. And we had to have a
Also
meeting.
lunch
The
program.
breakfast program. they
Yeah,
weren't doing
and
it.
so they did a presentation on that and when they were showing us revenues in their accounts that were exceeding what our donation was, that's when we had questioned it. But I would like to bump them up again because expenses have gone up. It does cost money, and I think investing in our community schools is very important. Even if we went to $12.50, I would go up 250 or.
I would support 12.5 primarily because the school has been rejuvenated. There's a whole new attitude there. It's building and growing, and I
Yep.
think giving them this little bit more money will recognize the effort that the new principal is making in improving the school community, and I think it's a decent.
I support that amount.
I can go 12.
Okay. You don't
Um,
even have to go.
Blue Coast primary position recruitment at 2,100. Okay,
We've already pre-approved that, right?
Pardon?
We'd already pre-approved
Yeah, I
that.
think we gave them a
I guess
4-year
we did.
commitment.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
3-year commitment.
They asked for the, I mean, because we're doing it every year.
Lambton County Plowing Association, $500.
Sure, I have no issue with that.
There's 0 in the Good Shepherd 0. Yep.
Farm Safety, $200.
Sorry, can we just slow for a sec? So the end of the Good Shepherd, it's 0, but I tend to late in the year when I see there's money left in the mayor's budget. A couple of times we use that to make a donation towards the vegetable program or something specific. So we can do that again.
I talked to Miles, the executive director, the other day about whether the village would want to sponsor, the city of Sarnia does the lunches there.
Mhm.
And he said, if we want to do it, we're more than welcome to approach him. You buy the food and go down and help prepare it. And
So we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You're at Commons?
Farm safety,
Yeah.
100. Okay. Pathways, Secret Santa program, we've done that for a few years, 2,000.
Yep.
Point Edward Minor is asking for 22,500.
Sorry, Jim,
Hold on.
there's two things that the bike program.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not happening. Sorry.
I was
Okay.
gonna step up to the point where minor one.
Okay.
Just,
Okay. fine, fine.
Last year, we raised the 22.5 because we helped them out with, they had a need because we spent money on the rebranding. And, in previous years, we've been at 20. So I'd like to see that stay at 20.
I support the 22.5. I think, looks like we're going to be increasing our ice rates this year. Pima are the only people that submit a grant application that actually follows our process and they give us detailed financials and show how they spend their money. And I think they do a boatload of work raising money themselves. They don't just sit back and wait for us to hand out the money. You look at in their application, they do their bingos, their meat raffles, they work for Sarnia Sting, they do that Teresa's Kit fundraiser. I think they are, they're not reliant on us, which is good. And the money we give them, I'm told, is comparable to what, so City of Sarnia reduces the ice rates for SMAA, and we don't reduce our rates for them. So essentially what we're doing is we're giving them the ice time subsidy, and I think 22.5 is fair. We just increased the Bridgeview by $2,500, and I think so I think we should leave it. That's my own opinion.
I just want to add to that they also sponsored a field trip for Bridgeview
Yes.
this
Mhm.
year, and
Have you-
they're very strong community partners with the school. So they're working with the community.
Yeah,
with
that's good.
that as well.
I can support the number requested.
Okay, Paul.
Where we at? Wait, do we have?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
support the.
okay, we're
request.
good then, thank you. Talking from that,
Then Age Friendly Sarnia Lambton, they're renting the arena for 2 days for their event and a few hours to set up and tear down. And the cost of that to them is going to be $23.75, and they're asking us to donate that back to them. So that's where that $23.75 number comes from.
So in our book, it's $3,000, but it's been adjusted to
It's been adjusted. Okay.
and
Yeah, we
that's,
didn't know exactly what the number was when we put that out.
that's consistent with what we did with them the last time they came to the point.
And I'm really glad to have them back.
Yeah.
I think anything we can do to keep
Yeah.
them coming back is good. It's a good event. And
Okay, the Blue Water Salmon Derby is $7,500, which we approved back in, I believe, November or December. Blue Water Anglers Walleye Derby,
I didn't see anything in
So-
there in the letter about that.
yeah, there's two different. It's on my agenda, I don't have a spreadsheet in front of me, but I've got a number here, 2,500 and another 500.
Yeah.
So we used to sponsor them the 5,000 for the Salmon Derby, and then out of the mayor's account, we sponsored them for another 500 for the Walleye Derby. Within the Salmon Derby now, they are having a walleye category. And they are giving us the opportunity to sponsor first prize for that second category within the Salmon Derby. So that's where the 2,500 comes from. And then the 500 is still the donation that we used to do out of the mayor's account, but we switched it over to promotions when we put them at that. So that's where that's why there's two different numbers.
I see three in mine.
Well, right, there's
Yeah.
7,500, which is already pre-approved.
Yeah.
And then there's two more numbers, 2,500 and 500.
Okay, mine says three. Very well.
Mine says 3 too.
Okay.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah.
How
You,
can that
like
be?
it has two different numbers?
I
or it
got
says
7,500, 3,000 and 500.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine's the March 12th.
Mine says 2,500 and
Mine
500.
that I-
So 25 you're saying, Jim?
3,000. That's what they're asking for. And in their letter, it says, we're giving as the title sponsor for the event, we're giving you the first opportunity to support the first prize in the separate category. So it's,
So we're going from 5,000 to 10,000?
I believe, I
Yeah.
don't have the letter in front of me, somebody.
So like in the past, last year we did 5,000 and 500.
Yes.
So this year we add another 2,500, another 2,500. So that's 5,000 more.
Pretty increase.
Yeah, that's quite an increase.
So I support the work they do in the community and we should be honored to have them have their home right here in the village but proportionately, I think they are climbing when you compare to what we give to the school and for year-round activity and that, so I don't know. We seem to be becoming almost their sole,
So it is 3,000 they're asking for the second piece.
I was-
Wait, not 25?
I mean, it's not up to me.
No, but we want to get what they're asking for. It was 7,500, 3,000 and 500.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
so it's $11,000.
Compared to 5. last
Yeah.
year.
Compared to
Or
50.
55.
But we've already approved 7,500
Yeah.
when they asked us earlier and we were being nice and generous. I didn't know they were gonna come at us for
Mhm.
more and more when we gave them 7,500.
And that's about the same increase that we were giving Bridgeview this year and FEMA
Yes.
last year.
Yeah.
So
Maybe a portion of the wall line. Or just skip the wall.
I'd
I mean,
say,
you're already giving them $8,000.
Yeah, okay, then I'm skip the
I'm
wall.
saying skip it. Yeah.
They can, find somewhere.
So we'll give the 500, but not the 3,000.
Yeah.
They can find another.
Okay. Good. 3,000 to the Blue Water International Grand Fondo, which I believe is what we did last
It's
year.
the same as we did last
Yeah.
year.
And that money, they raise money and give it back, I think, the
It
hospital.
goes to, it's the training of palliative care staff.
And that event also brings in people from out of the community, stay in our hotels. So it's
We had a big pointed logo was on the
Yeah.
pathway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we got publicity from that.
Last week, I think I heard they've got over 60% or they're close to 70% registered already for this year. Plus they're doing the slow roll in the village
Yeah.
this year. again.
yes, yeah.
Then, so approve that one, I
I'm
think,
good.
I'm sensing.
Yeah.
10,000 request for Sarnia Canada Day Committee, which is the same as we gave them last year.
Yep,
Okay. 8,000 celebration of lights, which is, I think, a fairly substantial increase over
you
last year.
gave 6 last year.
6 last year.
And we, not only even 6, did we not give them some fixtures?
We did donate something. that-
Yeah, so
Lights are the Public Works building.
they thanked me for them.
What's that?
The shooting star lights. Oh, Steve doesn't know, okay.
Yeah, so,
I'm okay with
yeah,
You didn't notice it?
I got lots more if they want.
well, what's?
Well, do you want to do that? Give them $6,000 and some more shooting stars?
Not worried about the shooting stars, yeah, I'm just worried about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going with?
6?
Well, I'm just trying to find their letter. What's the reason for their increase? Did they say anything?
I don't, I mean, I read it at the time, I don't
I think
recall.
we're just trying to purchase more and it's staying.
Yeah.
I'd go 65. Going once, going-
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
oh. So it's part of an increase, but not all.
Okay, sponsorship of the Sarnia Kinsman Rib Fest event, and 2,500 is what we did there last year.
And this is all Matt tax money.
Yeah.
We're talking here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 2,500 is sufficient.
I do too.
2,500 for the Sarnia Kinsman Santa Claus Parade, which I believe is the same as last year.
Yeah.
Okay. A new request from Point Edward Junior B lacrosse with 5,000.
No, I got 2,500.
I got 25.
Okay.
One time.
I think their request was just a range of possibilities and
Yeah, it goes from 200 to 5,000.
Is it like a program ad, like something like that?
It
Is it
says
a
there's
shirt?
200 to 5,000 packages. It's a hundred
2,500,
and-
you get your name on the jersey, practice jersey or something.
Logo,
It's a whole package.
That's okay.
Did we pick that?
well, we can pick any one of these ones we want.
yeah, when I did on my sheet, I just put in the maximum amount and Tina, obviously, she put 2,500 for.
It's all in the package.
middle
they
of the
sent
road.
us.
Mm. Okay.
There we go. It'd be a gold package.
I think the program makes good use of our arena. It's this history and legacy of the lacrosse program in Point Edward. They are in a bit of a rebuilding phase. They got some new people on the executive and they're making some noise. And so I think we've never supported them before, have we, financially?
I can't remember ever. Or for years anyway.
Certainly not in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, they left.
We haven't been asked either.
No, yeah, that's,
No.
Like,
No,
yeah.
in the
It's
last
not like
10
we ever
years
turned
that
it
I've been
down.
involved here.
I was gonna ask Derek. How many slots would they have? So would this be like a wash? Like, would this would not pay like for their four time?
80 to 100 hours.
I'm just, looking at what the 4 hours are compared to this.
Mhm.
Does that include the minor program or just the,
just the junior.
yeah, and then we, because of the relationship we have, we get a lot of their minor lacrosse.
There is a slight increase in the.
Yeah. So we have a good
Yeah,
lacrosse
I'm okay with it.
relationship.
Yeah, I'm looking, I just
25?
wanted to know what the,
Yeah.
5.
25,000.
Not giving them more than the Christmas parade.
Yeah, that's 35. We're on the side.
2,500, yeah.
Okay, so that means that's this. And now we have 4,500 more. We can put it to the waterfront park.
And then the only other one is the mayor's. 25,000. Goes to various advertising and events.
Things up front up through the year. And I don't typically, I know I didn't spend it all last year.
So for map purposes, that would give you $170,096 to put towards your waterfront park playground equipment,
How much again?
170,096.
Okay.
And then that would pretty well spend all of the mat. And then our bottom line overall, we're still almost 150,000 short. 149,016.
So Bev has a proposal and I have a proposal.
Now,
Arm wrestle.
so I skipped over it initially to wait and see what was gonna happen, but I suggest that we take the casino money up. Again, it's all, you don't know what's gonna happen, but the 3 weeks they were closed down is $5,000 a day that they lost. And which is why we were short on our bottom line. So if we put the 3 weeks back into the total, that would give us $105,000.
So for a nice round number, move the casino to 1.8 million. That'd be 102,000, roughly 102,000 more. 101,520.
180,000. So 1.8,
Let's that leave our bottom number?
that now leaves us
Then I have a
short 47,496.
so my suggestion is rather than transfer 170,000 to the playground, why don't we transfer 120,000 or whatever the actual number is make up the 47,000.
That won't work
Oh, because it's mad?
because it's not.
Oh,
That would just be a lot
Yeah,
of
no, no.
allocated map money that would go to
Right.
a reserve.
yeah, I get it. Damn. Sorry.
Was there anything that we left out of that, like, that could possibly have gone into that that
Yeah.
we didn't?
That's the only thing to do is if there's something that could have been, that wasn't, I don't,
Right, so $50,000 thing into Matt.
If there is something.
But that's still not gonna work, because then if you put something else for mat, it's gonna reduce the waterfront playground.
And we're okay with that.
No, but you're just, all you're doing is reallocating your mat right now.
you know. Oh, yeah, because the playground's mad anyways.
okay, any other ideas?
I got a question on the casino revenues. It looks here, I don't know if this is in fact true, but up to 2019, we got 4% from table games. Since 2019, there's no number for that. So are we no longer getting 4% from table games?
We still get it.
Yeah, I think
I
they
don't-
They just don't separate
don't
it.
itemize
They just rolled it in.
Okay, I just, cause it
No, it's still there.
jumped out at me and I said, whoa. You know, 'cause that's enough significant revenue. Okay.
Okay, what else can we do?
What about, Tina, is there surplus? Do we have a rough idea of any surplus from last year?
For our operating surplus, we're about about 300,000. Which will
So-
probably need some for operating.
Right, so what would normally happen with that is that. Capital surplus would be transferred into emergency reserves. So we could take 47,496 out of the emergency reserve to balance the capital budget. And then. Transfer in, like, do that, now we know what the number is we need. And then whatever the surplus happens to be, when it's finally done.
Which we could safely estimate it being around 250,
I
unless there's a,
think probably.
Yeah.
At this point, you can anyway.
so we're still making a significant contribution to that reserve and we're covering
Mhm.
off the capital shortfall.
Right. That's,
That works for me.
Like, that's it's a possibility.
So it works.
Or
Oh,
and option B,
option B, you just increase your casino revenue to balance it off, and then if we're short, comes out of contingency reserve anyway.
true, yep.
yeah, that's,
Okay.
Another 47,000 to the
So
casino.
that's not.
Unrealistic, no.
No.
I vote for B.
Okay,
I'm good with that.
yep,
We're gonna bump casino revenue up to 1.847496.
not a dollar more.
Yeah. Okay, make sure it's 0 at the bottom. Okay,
Did it balance?
get balanced. So if you want to make this 500, we can lower some hill by $4, I guess. It's kind of funny now, but. All right, so
Okay, so now we need to move into operating.
yeah, let me get my sheet set up for that.
Check.
Okay. Why, bear with me, I gotta find them. SGC.
I didn't leave my table.
And what's that mean?
Too many things.
Actually, maybe on the first one's real and operating.
It says in the agenda, water.
That environment.
Oh, that's me.
There's a couple of things for environmental, like operating costs for the pump stations.
Yeah, this is just the first page out of my operating book. And it was different than what the other agenda said.
But you want to do revenue first, right?
Yeah, probably.
Ian, you're doing revenue first?
Sure, just, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking where you are. When we get ahead of you, because we're not going anywhere if we get ahead of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what, do we know our starting number in dollars that we need to get to?
For operating?
Yeah,
Right now,
we did get to what,
We're
where
at
we are now?
our
Percent?
tax rate would be 3,149,089. I think, what did I, percentage did I say that was?
Seven?
6.74 or something.
Okay,
0.93 or something.
And every 1% is approximately 29,500.
okay, thank you.
So to get down below 5, we need to find $50,000, basically.
So can we maybe do public works? Steve has to leave fairly soon, get his son off the bus. So if we could go through public works expenses while he was here, that would. We appreciate it.
We share.
That works for me.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
Ready, Tina?
I'm ready.
Okay.
You see coming up or?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just put-
Well, we'll send in your part. Yeah, we got your backup.
That's when you start cutting.
Yeah.
It's okay, just tell me what I gotta deal with. You know, you start utilities, right?
Yeah, I was just
All
gonna
wages and
speak on the
benefits.
wages and benefits. The reason why it looks like such a big increase, because our actuals last year were down because of Imran not
Yes.
being here. So now with adjustments and.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
When you compared 23 budget to 24 budget, it's not that big of an increase.
Okay.
Right, so, yeah.
no. Okay,
So utilities. You ask me, you can answer the question.
Yeah, I'll answer questions.
Okay, utilities, 18,000.
One question to ask is, if I may go back up to overtime. I noticed we overspent quite a bit on overtime and had almost no snow. Was there something else that happened?
The storm.
July.
no, the
July.
storm stuff went
What is it?
to a different
Oh, I
account.
thought it was in overtime.
The wages went to a different account too, Tina? For overtime for wages?
No, I just know that anything that we knew that was storm related, and I think Steve let me know which wages were storm related. I'm pretty sure they got adjusted.
Now, having said that, we are more than half of what we spent in 2019, so we have had a good trend downward. I was asked it once before about the winter we had, why.
But the winter overtime goes under county. This is just overtime other than snow plowing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Okay.
It also, I think, partially on that, we added barrels in the winter from that, like, remember, we didn't have barrels before, now we've got somebody coming on to deal with those on weekends. So
Right.
there you increase that.
okay. I thought that was part of the
And
on-call
well,
shift.
Part of this was, when Imran was here, he told us to put down as overtime rather than putting down the new time. He requested that of us. So that was something else that may have increased the overtime compared to past years.
Question, so. Paul, can I?
Yep.
So, oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at it wrong. Yeah, the two. Oh, okay, never mind, I was looking at it wrong. I was thinking the actual was a lot less, but it's not. It's not against the number that's being asked for, so I was looking at it wrong.
Any more questions on that?
Well,
Do we have a sufficient answer?
not really. 2022, we budgeted 10. So we've been under budgeting. I just wonder,
Where were we under budget?
Well, no, we've been over budget.
Yeah, well, if you look historically, look back to 21, 20, 19.
Yeah.
Your budget was 18, 20,000, 20,000, and as of 22, it dropped $10,300.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know, we've done the right decline, yeah.
Increase
yeah.
in your budgeting for overtime.
Yep.
Yep.
And without any reasoning for it, right?
Yep. Okay,
We'll start back at utilities again,
yep,
Mhm.
same number as last year. They always go up, is that happy with that?
Yeah, we were 15,000, we could lower it a bit.
We want to go sit-
I mean, I know it's a gamble, but we're trying to find some money here.
Natural gas prices, everything, utilities, everything's gone up, right?
Yeah.
I think we've all noticed that even just
But,
living day to
well,
day.
okay,
No, we can't. 17, 16,
16.5
5? It's a guess, right?
to get,
Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we'll be over budget, but that's okay.
well, we can strive.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Are the lights all off right now?
Yeah.
So telephone, there's nothing. Office supplies, equipment rentals, 35. We were only at 28 last year. We knocked that down a little bit. We never hit 3.
Take
We're at
take 500 off of it,
I'm happy with that.
3,000.
Yeah.
Sure.
Uh, overtime meals. They didn't eat much last year. So, we've never been to 2,000, but that's there again. It's a guess, right?
Yeah, I think this year to due to the fact we didn't have a manager, nor did we have a company credit card, so we didn't go out, like, in the past, our managers taking us out for
Yeah.
meals, and that has not happened. Due to the fact that we don't have a manager / credit card, so that might be part of why, because if you look historically again,
Oh, we look at the number.
21, 22, you're
Yeah.
16 and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know, it's an outline.
And it is based on overtime.
Yep.
Past.
Yeah.
like, 4 hours.
So we'll leave it.
Mm.
More tools. 2,200 last year. If we increase that number, it'll be 25. We'll spend 25, will we? I don't know, 2.2, keep it the same. Like, it's little dollars, but we need to do something. Right? So go to 2.2.
Well, your actual was 2282.
Yeah.
So it's like 20.
22.
Okay.
200 bucks.
Every year it goes up.
Mhm.
Boots, 2,000, clothes. Training memberships, 10,000. There wasn't a lot spent last year, but I know. Can you talk about that, Steve? I know.
I can guesstimate on that. If you look historically, we spend somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000.
Yeah.
But Inram took an awful lot of courses for asset management and went to University of Western for some course, so I
Mhm.
believe that's probably where you're seeing that increase.
An increase in
So when
22.
you hire another manager, depending on what courses you want to send him on.
Yeah.
That's where you may see more of an increase, but as far as the $5,000 range for the staff that I work with, the 4 guys, it's probably on par with what we would use.
Okay.
But I
So,
can't speak on what your
No.
new manager will be using.
What do we do?
We're good.
Yeah, okay.
At 10 or 5?
We're at 5,
No,
We're
no,
at 10.
it's
we're at 10.
budgeted 10. They've only spent
Um,
5. Could we do 7,500?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'd be
Okay.
fine with
Do
that.
7,500.
Okay, health and safety, 5,000. We were over a little last year, but. Seems to be a good number. You
Yeah.
agree
And I
with
think
me?
that number could be the defibrillator that we purchased. It wasn't necessarily budgeted for prior to, so maybe that's where we put that in.
Okay. Insurance, you have no issue
No.
with, well, you do, but you can't do anything about it. Inspections, that's down quite a bit, that's okay.
Yeah, that probably that fluctuates again due to depending on the inspections we have to do. Like you have to go through a structural inspection, which is very expensive. That's done every 5 years, which is coming up, so that number will probably go up this year due to that structural inspection. So that one fluctuates a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
My regular inspections on my vehicles are year to year, but there is a couple of structural ones that we have to have done every once in a while.
And, National League Management, that's the software program, is it not, or the weather?
Yep,
And we may have a solution to that, that we're
potential.
looking into, so we'll leave it like that for now.
Yeah, just the question, the mesh has gone up. Is that because we've introduced more modules into mesh?
That's because we're now sharing it amongst, Jay used to carry all the costs on that. And now, since we all use it, we're sharing the cost.
Okay.
Right?
Well, it's just in 21, it was $2,300 and now it's,
Health
and safety
is all part.
and that's, I mean, the extra modules, right? Good.
Building yard maintenance, 18, everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Street signs and accessories, 3,000, but there again, that's we don't know, right?
No, that's, yeah, like,
We never have a year
again,
in a life.
historically, we're close. Last year,
Yeah.
we were in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you
because
were,
We didn't have to replace a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay, sidewalk maintenance, 5,000, that's good. Brushing and trees, 6,000, I have a question on this one, we've got 10,000 in capital. So, and we have 6,000 in expense, so what's the difference? Is the 10,000 for
4,000.
new trees and this is for trimming?
I don't know why it was done that way. You're right.
Like, it seems to me like it's a duplicate.
This is something I've asked. a couple
Not
times, and I
duplicate.
believe that we
What
need
was
to
the
separate
reason?
this.
It gets asked every year.
I think it's something to do with requests from residents.
One is actually the trees that we plant
Yeah,
and one is trimming.
It's not though.
Okay,
See, the way it was explained to me was when we hit October and we see how much money I have left over in there, that's what I'm allowed to spend on trees that go in the ground.
right.
That's why didn't have any money this year to put trees in the ground. Those tree planting and tree trimming should be two separate items as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think that's what I'm trying to say they are. So like the operating line item is your actual tree trimming. The capital item would be the actual purchasing trees is what it should be, but
That's how I think that was
So I
what
can easily go
originally.
over, like, I just had a tree taken down on the pathway, cost me $2,000.
but did you charge that to capital or operating?
I just, whatever I've got money in, is that way I've done it. Like,
Okay.
there's never been anything explained to me on which goes where.
But essentially though, the trimming or cutting down of a tree should be an operating expense. And if,
Yes.
in case, if you cut down a lot of trees, that would go over budget, which is
Last
fine.
year,
And then the 10,000 in capital should be for new.
I think so. I
Trees.
think that's
Yeah.
what it was.
See if we can get
So we
that.
should only be charging operating stuff to that operating one, so.
Okay. Curbs, 5,000, you spent more than last year,
Didn't you say you ran out of time, Steve?
Well,
You're gonna
then
catch
I
up?
couldn't find a contractor that wanted
Right.
to do it.
okay.
No, it's replacing the broken. We've
Okay.
got numerous broken curbs,
okay,
snow plowing and different, some. So I still have the list. It's
Yeah.
just I know a contractor will do it from. me.
Next page. Road sweeping, 8,000, that's consistent.
Mhm.
Road repair, 6,000. There again, do you have any light year?
yeah, they only spent 2,100 last year.
Every other year it's been.
Okay.
It's always been higher.
All right,
Sand and salt.
That's the one that we have a base amount, and then if we do need to, we have that reserve.
Yes. Okay, so we're good there.
So do we have a lot stockpiled? I see that we've spent almost the budget for this year, yet we didn't go through a lot of salt, did we?
We use, well, that's the thing, every storm we had, we didn't have to use that.
Okay, so there's more
We
salt,
probably use more salt than, because we had a lot of small snow.
right?
fields,
Yeah,
right?
okay,
So
yep,
we didn't order a ton of salt, like I probably have 2 or 3 storms worth of salt,
okay,
but we don't like to let it get down to nothing.
right, yeah.
Signal maintenance and safety devices, 15. We had a discussion about that last year. And can't remember what it was.
The majority of it is to do with the city of Sarnia.
Yes,
We do get 4 quarters and then they do an final.
that's right. That's what it was. Thanks, Dana. So we'll leave it at 15. Because the prices have gone up. Miscellaneous 500, licensing fees.
It's out of miscellaneous is out of control.
5,000, this is in fees, that's good for, that's for your vehicles?
Yep.
Okay, good. Fuel, 25, down from 30. We'll see, price of gas. just
Yeah.
jumped again.
Yeah, it went up, way up.
Vehicle repairs, 15. Good. Plow blades and that's, 5,000.
Given that we have essentially two brand new plows,
I just spent $3,000 yesterday on repairing them,
Okay.
so we're down to $2,000 on that.
all right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
That also includes replacing the cutting edges on the Kubota, on the tractor, it includes all of our snow and.
Yep.
That was my question. Okay.
Okay, so now if you go over to other public works,
This is money reimbursed from the, that's expensive, but we give it to the county, is it? How's that work?
Does Steve have to go? Like, are we,
Pretty soon.
so
So I would
this
like
is
that
the
to-
operating section of it, Tim, and then up above, there's a revenue that we bill back,
Okay,
so,
so the revenue this year is 100,000,
yeah,
right? So this is all expenses.
well, there's other expenses, this is just specific expenses, like maybe wage related. And, I think Lloyd's a portion of it. But there's, some of your salt and all that kind of stuff, that's not in this county section, it'll be in your salt. And we'll bill back them a portion, that's why the revenues are gonna be a lot higher, because there's other areas that we can,
Okay.
generate income from.
Road sweeping, catch basins, brushing trees, pothole. That whole list.
And you leave it a capable hand for looking at that.
you have to
That's
tag
why-
out, you have
that's
to
why we
tag
have
out
a
like wrestlers.
team.
You have to tag out like wrestlers.
This comes to our own air. You know,
Yes,
on the, front in Michigan, and the light front at 47.62%. Can you give us a brief highlight on how that works?
anything that, any kind of repairs that get done there,
Yes,
we can charge back the county for a portion, but we don't really put anything in here right now. We just monitor the invoices coming in. So there could have been some repairs done, but you don't know from year to year what's,
so we charge back, do we charge back? Or do we pay the 47 or do we charge it back?
that's what we charge back.
Okay. Everybody remember that. Okay. And then Sarnia Transit, Transit, those numbers are set. Going on.
Pretty well.
Now, the Sarnia Transit, that's based on ridership, correct?
Usage, yeah. And that they do a year in reconciliation as well, based on their vehicle repairs and
Yeah.
stuff.
And then go down to street lighting, big increase in power, but that's because we had a big increase in the cost last year. Maintenance, that's in line. 12,000. Christmas lights jumped up 1,000. So we did that 1,000 to it.
But the actual for this Christmas is only $100, so
Yeah,
is that just a billing accounting error?
No, I think, when I was doing the bottom, I had a little bit of wiggle room, so I
Okay.
thought maybe they can get a few extra strings of lights or something.
Okay. Gotcha.
We could, so we don't adjust it to 1,000?
Knock that back to 1,000. It's been,
Well, it's only
Up
the
and
one, I mean, it's only one spot we can have some,
And it's never exceeded 1,000.
no,
Well, once it did, but.
it's only $1,000, but you gotta find somewhere,
yeah,
You want 1,000?
Yep.
yeah,
please.
yeah. So garbage-
And it just, while we're in the lighting, maintenance is up 2,000 as well, although. Whether we can drop $1,000 off that,
But that's something that that's Blue Water Power, right?
Yeah,
but it's based on, we call them and say, come fix this light, so.
Just be, no, you need to say that, be slow on the calls.
It was up in 22, I'm assuming, because in
Oh, yeah.
21, we were way down,
Yeah,
right? So we just put it off, or it was put off in COVID.
14,000.
So this year we're down, the next year we should be up. I don't know.
It might just be a timing.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
the requests were put in, but maybe they never came to January. Instead of coming in the year, they, whatever.
Now, the costs for Blue Water Power, that they've already done work for the St. Clair Street project, is that gonna go in here, or does that go?
No,
No, it's in capital.
Okay. Just see, so you wanna drop that to left, we can find 1,000 and hope.
we need a bunch of thousands,
So there's
so.
two, then we got 2,000 not paid from 11.
There you go. Okay. Just try 1,200.
You know,
Well, I was gonna ask,
Sorry.
the tipping fee earlier, well, that's coming up, never mind.
I think we could take a couple thousand off on the train.
I don't think we
We
can.
can't, they control that? Okay,
No,
You can take it off, but.
yeah,
Bill's
okay.
not right.
Well, I'm just
We have
looking
no
at
control.
what we've spent the last couple of years.
But we're always on the final, we're always. The 2023 final will be in 2024 now,
Okay,
because we're over.
I'm not sure if it matters, but we'll likely see an increase in what we get back from them as well on transit with our most commonly used stops are near the courthouse. And so most of our revenue comes from those stops. And that is being used more now that there's more services offered there,
Only,
significantly more, so. Just a mention,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that can change the numbers.
Yeah, I got a hand up in the back, Jay.
Just a question for the catch bases for the county. There's 1,500. How did that, we lay them out? All the maintenance gets done through my budget, cleaning gets done through. Just wondering about that.
I think when I'm doing the payroll stuff, I just kind of put a little bit in each section. Just kind of divide it through.
it could go to 1,000,
No, because then
okay,
and she has to
I
find
would,
it.
and then I
Okay,
would just,
yeah, all right.
somewhere in that section, I would take it
Okay.
out of one and put it to another.
okay,
There's a base amount of,
yeah, so we found $2,000.
So we're garbage cover 1,200, that's down 300, that's good. Fuel, same as last year.
Where are you?
Page
Next
2,
page.
next page, yeah.
Only what number, page
Okay, sorry,
Me too.
okay, I'm there.
Garbage collection, is it contract? I'm just curious why we're over our, I thought we had a contract and we're over both years, or the last two, just curious, yeah, how does that work?
there could be one extra
Pickup?
on the
One
calendar
extra week
year.
Or something?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Miscellaneous, 500, the same, so don't find anything there. The waste tipping fees, Greg, you had a question on that?
I just wonder why they dropped so significantly, so I thought waste tipping fees went actually up.
It was kind of. Where'd Steve look? Wasn't it was with Imran gone and putting them to the, we're hoping it's gonna balance out now
But-
between the
But
three
Didn't we
accounts.
switch? Are we dumping it somewhere else?
Somewhere else. right?
Yeah, we're taking.
Yeah, so those rates did go down. But we're not sure if something got put because it wasn't, the compost disposal was up or something, but. I mean, you can drop it a bit, but when we were talking about it, it was
Yeah.
kind of
We talked about a committee, I know that.
It's just,
because all the other years were so high, you know, all of a sudden this one was,
like in 23, yeah, we budgeted
Yeah.
13, only spent 4. And then we have reduced the budget, which is good to see, to 10, so we've already dropped it 3, so. You're suggesting he's well
A little
enough
bit
alone
more.
and for another year.
well,
so-
I mean, even if you want to go a little bit, that's fine, but we're just not sure if that 42.
We had this discussion at committee and it was gonna, we figured it'd take a year to sort itself out.
8?
Yeah, we can. I have the same question, in the Blue Box program. We didn't get billed.
We got billed from
We got billed
January to June
and nothing after?
and nothing after. And we're not sure. And then you brought up that you thought industrial should be in there. or
Oxy,
something.
yeah, we're supposed to be paying for that based on what the.
And who are
province
we, from who though?
does.
City.
yeah, I guess the city should be billing us, because our contracts through the city, right, for
But it's producer pay now for residential.
only residential, but not schools, industrial or,
Well, they've never
Commercial.
told us. Doesn't mean they're not going
I
to.
know, that's why, you know, I think we might get hit there. But, okay.
So do you wanna put something in there?
No,
Take a chance.
let's be optimistic.
Yeah, take a-
But, well, we'll see.
If we stop talking about it in public.
yeah.
We talked about it community at the time, so.
But you know what? If it comes in, then you'll know for the next budget.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you do have to
Exactly.
put something
Yeah.
in.
Cause it's not gonna be a major amount. We only, all of Blue Bucks was only 38,000 or 65,000. Or, yeah,
So. Compost disposal, we'll leave it. I think that's it. won't it?
I think that's it for him, yeah.
So that's public works and parks.
thanks, Steve.
We haven't done parks. yet.
No, we didn't do park, where's parks?
That's not there.
So
Oh,
close.
yeah.
I thought it was there.
Nope, park is separate.
Is it?
Yep.
I heard it.
Give me a sec.
Mhm.
Wages. Benefits, USID, fuel, no. Kubota repairs. You're getting a new Kubota, so can we drop that?
I think she wants to wait, Counselor.
Hold on.
She's not ready.
All right,
Fuel, snowmobile parks, photo repairs. Yeah, I think Steve had put it in case the other one didn't get approved.
yeah.
So, yeah. Mike? No, we took it out, remember?
No, we did the lawnmower.
Yeah, we did.
We approved the lawnmower, but not the
Did we not?
ATV.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we did?
Oh, we
took the
waited
load out.
in here. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so, okay, leave it. Sorry.
That was close.
Confused. Utilities 8. You know they're gonna go up. Splash pad utilities at 40. That's a, we don't know, right?
That's
Playground
pretty
equipment
close.
repairs 1,000, it's constant. Playground inspections, that's an addition for 3,500. Farmers market expenses is 0. Miscellaneous is 500.
So playground inspections, if we go back to that, we budgeted last year for it, didn't do it. Is there a reason why is it just missed or?
Steve didn't have a contact so he's,
Which I think we have now, so
Yeah.
it's going to be on docket.
Okay.
Water tank maintenance. Well, it's up a little bit, but the washroom goes in there, that extra washer.
so hold on, you're really, where are you? Miscellaneous. Maintenance and supplies, down landscaping, hatchery. Waterfront
Oh,
maintenance,
sorry,
okay?
Waterfront maintenance, yeah. It's up a little, but I think we're putting the portable washroom in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
The hatchery building line item. We don't give that to them. They just bring us bills if there's a repair needed, right? How that works?
I think probably the bill just comes to us.
There was something that happened last year that had to be repaired. Was it something on the roof?
Wasn't
It
very,
was a roof
It
issue.
was a roof issue, wasn't
we
it?
only spent $78, so I hope it wasn't.
In 22, up to 22.
Oh, in 22, we spent 500, yeah.
Not much of a roof issue, isn't it?
No.
I just thought there was something specific that happened.
So it trending in 2019, we spent 1,000, but we've spent marginally less every year since then. Should we reduce it or is that just minor amount?
and is there anybody new there that's not aware that maybe they're paying their own?
That's what I wonder. Is it like the Optimist?
Yeah,
It could go to 500.
500,
It's only 500, but
that's okay.
be the first cut on this page.
That's a few part of the phone. that it for me, Tina?
Yep.
Last one.
And Mike, Paul, you good?
Thanks, Mike.
You're very welcome.
Go back up to Jay's department. Water, wastewater,
No, we don't have to do water, wastewater, that was
pump stations.
pump stations, yeah.
Pump station.
There,
Just let me find it.
My booklet says pump station. My iPad says water, wastewater. So I was reading.
okay, so. Where is it? Water was given.
Yeah,
so-
they're given,
So like repairs and maintenance, I guess.
yeah,
Mhm.
they spent almost, they spent over 7 last year.
So I think it's
that's-
fair to say that.
Yeah,
7,500 is.
Yep.
Where are we? Hydro is okay,
yep,
water,
yeah,
Mhm.
repairs and maintenance.
And then insurance,
Case insurance.
and I think that
we have no control.
Are these actual insurance numbers, Tina?
They were at the time, then I got an adjustment, so bottom line. The amounts right, the departments might change slightly.
Okay.
and so Bayview Pump Station. Got the utilities, we increased it a little bit, but that's fair to say that we will need that. The internet is the same as previous year. Water increase to 3,500. Equipment maintenance and repairs went up a little bit, but I think that is a fair assumption again.
Mhm.
Storm sewer cleaning. That's a little bit.
I have a question on that. Jay, we always ask about this, but what's that entail? Would that be something that be captured by the condition assessment?
No, so this would be if we had to do random cleanouts or if we had, somebody dump something into this catch basin or
Like
anything.
concrete?
Concrete and like that, we had some kind of, issue with water backing up on the road, we had to bring in a back truck or something.
Okay.
That's what it's.
Alright. And then insurance is a fixed number. Certainly. That's it for that section.
And that's it for Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Derek, I think you're up next.
Rena, so there's one,
So there's a motion on this. Is this something we have to deal with, or does it get dealt with at the end?
It'd be appropriate to deal with it now.
Okay. So we've got a motion on here to increase the ice rates.
and I go to revenues line.
From 2000, from
By 9,000, yeah. Just wrote the memo yesterday.
It's just that the
9,000.
Hold on,
prime time
Cover-
ice rentals are increased and non-prime time are increased. That's what it says here. Do you have that on there, Tim, that particular one?
Yeah. I got it here. I'm not the user rates will, or the, that will include the insurance rate as well, right? The liability insurance is
Yeah.
included in that price.
Correct.
So it goes from 210 to 220 for prime. It goes from 85 to 90 for non-prime. And floor rentals will be increased to 1,000 a day plus HST to 1,200 a day plus HST. And that will include liability insurance as well. Is that right? Yep. Or is that
Yes.
Can you-
for the
Yes,
day rental?
yes,
Okay.
can you say that again? 85 to 90 for non-prime,
yes,
85 to 90,
210 to 220 for prime,
yes, and the floor rental per day from 1,000 to 1,200.
And the summer floor rate would be 90.
The summer floor weight will be 90, yes.
And we need to add an expense line for the extra insurance, right?
Right now, we're in revenues.
Okay,
It'll just be an increase in insurance.
Yeah.
line.
I know I just rented from another municipality and the insurance is listed on my contract as a separate piece for my 1 hour rental.
I don't know how we're
if we
doing.
have to do that. I can show you the contract after if you want to see it, but
Yeah.
it's listed different.
with this insurance, do we need to start introducing more formalized contracts?
No,
Because we don't right now, do we?
We have contracts.
We have contracts through Tina.
Yeah,
Okay.
through our program.
Right,
Okay, I need to get a seconder then for that motion from Councillor Mondu.
I'll do that.
Okay,
And just note that this is the first increase since 2022. So there was no increase last year,
And I think we really need to promote the fact that the increase now includes
includes the
your
insurance.
insurance. I think that's, we should mark the entire increase up to be, we now provide you with your insurance. And you don't need to do that, right?
And that takes effect September 1st.
Yeah.
2024.
can you vote on that motion inside this? All in favor?
So what's that doing to our ice rental amount?
ice rental revenue up by 9,000.
9,000?
For this year.
For the 4 months, it'll impact this
For
year.
October, November, December.
Yes.
It's-
No impact of summer.
No.
What about floor rentals? We got 20,300.
It won't make any effect this year, Tina, because
Okay.
we won't have floor rentals after these new rates take effect.
Okay, sorry. Back to expenses.
Okay,
Let me find them.
whenever you're ready.
All right.
So wages over time, let's see. We're over on overtime. Any thoughts on that, Joe?
It should,
Power issues?
manpower, yeah. I think the 4 we had another 3, it's same amount of work. And it's special events too, like Silver Sticks.
Yeah.
Spirit Day, Jamboree, I had to bring an extra guy. And then sick days or vacation days. Now, if someone takes a vacation day, it's gotta be covered by them.
We have 15,000 for this year. Benefits. WSIB. Water, we're down from 9 to 7. Looks like things are more efficient there. Is that a result of our new hot water system?
Partly, yeah.
Yeah.
Stand at the hose and no water in the pit.
In the pit.
Now. You don't get special.
Perfect.
The next line, hydro. So there was an error, a posting error, so we were actually over, not under,
Okay.
by almost. I think that's gotta go up by that one bill by almost $8,000. So I forget what department got posted to, but I'll. So I would say this needs to be more like 77, 87, 80, 85,000. Yeah, but there'll be another one
I know, I'm
that
just kidding.
we would have had higher, and I gotta remember where I made that.
So the actual is 85 is what you're saying?
No, 71.
The actual would have been
2023?
2023.
Is that the one number you need to raise, or do we need to raise the budget?
Well, I think we need to raise the budget a little bit.
Okay.
If you want to stick with 80 from the prior year budget,
We'll go on your recommendation.
I don't know if it'll be quite high enough, but it's better than 77.
Okay, heat, we're down significantly. Good job there.
Turn on.
Yeah.
Insurance, we can't do anything about, equipment maintenance.
Insurance, we need to do something about. We need to add probably about $1,200. Because that coverage that we're now including
Okay, into here.
has to be put in here. And it's prorated for the remainder of the year, so
Okay, add 1,200.
1,200 will get pretty close to covering us. Ballpark.
So the budget needs about 1,200.
Equipment repairs and maintenance.
Keep that, well, that dropped 5 to 10. Okay, and building improvements and repairs. Yeah, heavy year this year. Is that because some of the stuff was going in there?
So that, compressor one
The compressor
overhaul,
one?
the first overhaul was put in there.
So we're 42.5, we okay with that?
Sure.
Thank you, babe. Your training budgets dropped significantly, $4,000, good. Doesn't mean you stop training, though.
No, I think there was some factored in there for Imran too,
Yes.
that came out the board, but
Yeah.
of course.
Okay. Is that gonna impact with our new manager?
Not this year.
Okay. Annual inspections? The same?
But we only, he spent 4 and you're asking for 8,500.
Like, we have the roof already this year, with a big one.
Okay, so don't touch it.
So that's in capital, the roof.
Yeah.
So is that a duplicate of this? Is
That
it in
annual
both sides?
inspection,
Yeah,
So that one goes into.
every
capital?
5 years.
That one goes into capital?
Yeah, that was in capital, 1,800.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it included in here as well? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. And again, that
That was my
varies,
question.
that varies between.
It's all
if I
over the
need
place.
Fire connection tested
Yeah.
or.
Well, we've been spending.
Yeah, we were just pretty
85
low last year, yeah.
The last couple of years, so.
Don't think you wanna touch that one too much.
okay, leave it then.
Clothing 2,000, more tools 1,000, health and safety 3,000, miscellaneous 500, music expense. We've got 210 because it will go up every year. And see anything else?
And then concession and community hall.
There's 1,000. That. Insurance is it's. Given. Building equipment repair, $5,000. That doesn't include the new door,
No,
no, we'll still leave it at 5,000, even though they're getting a new door. They haven't spent 5,000.
Well,
They, they handed in all the.
they handed in all the
invoices
invoices. so-
Yeah. Like same as what they did last year. They did that last year for $8,000.
Which went through capital,
yeah,
so we gotta decide.
Okay, so leave that? Or does it need to go up from now?
I think they've done it past years, the 5 should be
Oh,
fine.
that's good, okay. And utilities? Keep it at 9.
you know, we forgot to talk about when we were doing parks and public works and stuff, there's another vehicle for. You know, we talked from capital about renting a truck,
Well, that's right.
so. We didn't discuss that. Like,
Park,
That all for you? We're at, next section.
Okay, you wanna go back to parks then?
I think that's probably the appropriate place to put it, if we're gonna put something.
Yeah.
It's probably belongs in parks rather than public works, I think. 'Cause I don't, it doesn't matter which part it goes in.
Is this for a truck rental?
Yeah, we're going to discuss that. And
For now, I'm
maybe
just
we
gonna put it
don't-
under miscellaneous and then I can separate later, but how much you want me to add?
Well, before we add, I'm not convinced there's a need.
Okay,
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We just didn't even discuss it. We
Yeah.
said we were gonna,
I'm thinking we should try it without.
Yeah, I-
see how it goes.
I don't think there's been a business case made
No.
to require it.
And see how
It's nice to have, but I
Yeah.
think, given the small size of our village, surely we can
we can
manage. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, bikes.
Yeah, electric bike.
So that truck that's at the arena now goes to park in the summer. Guess we'll wait and see.
Okay, what do you want? Fire?
Fire, I'll step up again.
I won't need.
Yeah, we'll do.
In second. Get it up here. Okay. Who's going?
I was gonna ask a question, I just want to know what it is. Fireman benefits. So the most we spent was last year. At 100,000 and we're budgeting 115, but I mean, I don't know
It
what
has to
is.
do with WSIB's gone up
Okay.
from that percentage,
Okay.
the benefits have gone up.
Okay, I just wasn't sure what it was and just looking for opportunities.
Okay.
And when I'm doing it, I'm basing it on Doug's got a full roster of
Yeah.
35. This,
You know, it's hard to find place where I'm doing movement.
oh,
You good then?
I'm not done. Nice try.
is this your
I'm just
committee,
going
Mike?
down the
Yeah,
list.
sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna start at firefighter expenses.
Yeah, I did want to start at, firefighter point pay. I think, we've been increasing it just based on the contract
Yeah.
negotiated amount, and I'm just wondering, given how much we rely on the volunteers and how little they get for their commitment to us, whether that should get a one-time bump up to just show to them our commitment and our to them and their contribution. We even do 140, 145 is what I was thinking per firefighter. It won't make a big, huge difference at the end of the year, but it would have some impact on us saying that we appreciate them and value what they bring to the village. I don't know how the chief feels about it or not, or.
Yeah, I mean, we did a study looking at other departments in Lambton County, everybody did it a different way, and a lot of them pay by the hour. We're still on a point system. Which I've always said I want to try to keep it there, because if we start going hourly, you can create a lot of internal problems. And people are gonna have issues. If I do the calculation, we are close. But it all depends, right? If it's a busy year, we are under. But I don't wanna have to get into that next level, because they go right into hourly, bare minimum 2 hours. So much for an officer, so much for training. It's a nightmare, and I think right now our attendance is amazing. Our attendance is probably 80% for all our training. Nobody's complaining, but it's the same breath. When I've talked to the guys, I asked if everybody's okay and stuff, like whatever, and they're kind of like, yeah, we guess, but when the other county departments are talking, I hate to be that person that you have a department that's so devoted to give to your community, be entertain them in any way. We're not far from it, I can guarantee you that.
Question. So the contract negotiation increase goes into point pay,
Mhm.
they're getting over 3% increase.
On a below minimum wage
25
salary.
cents for a guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're making 100 grand and you get 3.5%. That's keeping up with inflation. We're talking, they're making, what's the average dedicated
I would
guy
say
getting a
the
year.
average guy for every point they get for, cause we do it twice a year, I would say probably $42 maybe, call.
Yeah. And then adding only 10 or 15,000 more divided between all those people is not gonna be,
Probably gonna give them an additional $6 maybe or a deal per point.
Yeah.
per-
but I think, you know, we talked earlier about the amount of turnover we're getting, and the cost, what it costs us to train a new recruit and get them up to speed, to acquire their turnout gear, to get them certified. I think it behooves us to find ways to keep them, do some retention stuff. And again, it's not a significant amount of money, but it's just, that's a message to them. Hey,
Trying.
we're trying, we're doing what we can, and so that's,
I mean, just for a lot of the young people that are coming to our department now, they're all trying to find a spot to live. And that's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I know a couple of them right now, they're sharing places and stuff, but they're still trying to give $1,000 plus.
Yeah.
Just for their accommodations, for a bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not easy.
so I know we're trying to get money down, I understand that, and whether we can top this up and take money out of a fire department reserve or whatever, although it's gonna happen annually and move forward, but I think now is the time to recognize their contribution and somehow increase it beyond what the contract calls. But if there's no support, that's fine.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I would like. I don't know where we would find that. Is that something that we can revisit at the end, possibly?
Absolutely it
Yep.
is. I mean, you
Feel
go
like
through
we
everything,
put
see where we end up and.
Put a note and kind of come back to that one. I would like to support that.
And maybe between now and the end, we can think of where we might be able to find that money.
Mhm. And you're thinking how much, sorry?
I don't know, it's at 132,450 now. Even to 140 and even 140 or 145 is what I was thinking. So another 8 to 13,000 is. Okay. Sorry, Chief, go ahead. Where are we at now then, Tina?
Follows,
Oh,
as you're going through all the wage stuff. If not, skip down to
Okay.
firefighters' expenses.
okay. So we're at firefighter expenses.
Do you want me to speak on all these, or are you just gonna talk, and then if you have a question?
I think we're just gonna run through them, and if they have a
Okay.
question, we'll go to the
Sure.
question. So
Okay.
firefighter expenses, utilities are beyond our real control. Fuel is fuel.
Well, just back to the
Yep.
expenses, we've been around 3, so it's at 4, so should we keep it at 3?
What are those expenses typically, Chief?
So if we get a call that the guys, I gotta get food for them, or if I gotta do something over and above to take care of because they're doing extra.
Yep.
Again, it all depends on your year, right?
Yep.
It depends on everything that happens throughout the year. So, it's not something that's kind of a plus, right?
Yeah,
So,
no, I understand.
Yeah.
We're just looking for money.
Office supplies. You've typically spent under $2,000 this year. We're looking for 2,500, which is a $200 reduction over last year, but. We're okay with that number?
Go down to 2?
well, we gotta buy a shredder, so we've taken our office supply to the capital, it's gone, so. It's what was it? $500.
I thought you just carried forward.
Yeah, we did.
You
Pay for that
3
3,000.
Oh, for capital? Oh, sorry, Tina, I thought it was at 0, okay.
This is more for your paper and toner and,
Yeah, this is if you need a new computer or
Yeah,
buy in the capital section.
yeah.
okay,
So too.
So I would think a shredder would fall into that.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, for sure.
so I think we changed that to 2K. Telephone alarm, internet, reflective of what the real cost is. Licenses and fees are what they are, equipment purchases. Comparable to what they've been, equipment repairs and maintenance, Again, comparable to last year's actual.
And we might get beat up on that one this year, big time. Our truck has to have its annual, or not an annual, has to have its aerial inspection.
Yep.
which We still don't have a number on that yet, but that is this year. We don't know what we're gonna be hit with.
Okay.
That's why we increased.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 5-year.
Yeah.
Okay. Building repairs and maintenance. And comparable to actual clothing. So we have had some low years. We're back up to in the 4,000s. That's for uniforms and other.
Yeah, I'm trying not to buy them every single year, but when the guys were asking for them, getting abundance of it, somebody doesn't want to put on somebody's
Old
used
jacket.
pants or shirt or whatever, so. And it's just, like I said, it's our turnover is so great.
Yeah.
It's tough to balance that.
Fire prevention, consistent, health and safety, very similar. The boat,
So,
yeah. Training and conventions, do you feel you'll get back into the, cause I noticed we were spending upwards of 15 grand back in 19, then COVID, and we haven't really recovered, like, you think you will?
yeah, like, I mean, I just gave Tina bills that were a year and a half old for college.
Okay,
And each bill, Tina, I think was close to $5,000 for that rental of that, oh, that's what cost.
Yeah, I think we put, I'm trying to think where we put that little Doug. I still had 2023 open, so it could be. We had 3 years of stuff, 21, 22, and 23.
And
I don't
again,
Know if it went in
if
there
everyone would
or the
step up what
licenses
they're
and
supposed to be
fees.
doing for us to help us with our training, we will take that down.
yeah,
That hasn't happened yet. We're still talking, but we won't have it yet.
Mhm.
As in, don't.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong.
Yeah, I keep on, I just left the meeting last week and they said, oh, it's coming. I said, "Eh, you know, but-" And all chiefs are fighting with this big time. Everyone's upset about it. Okay, this is just, we're only touching this. We only minimal for what we're.
So that next one, training pump course.
Yep.
It was just kind of a placeholder, so if. Whatever Doug spends on his guys, we'll take it out of that reserve above, so
Yep.
they're just offsetting right now.
Right. And then it was fire dispatch costs are actually going down. Is there a reason for that, or is it based on call volume, or?
So I questioned them because when the new radio system came in. I looked at other people's bills and we were paying more
Yeah,
for what they got, so they adjusted it and it was just something that, cause everybody. Not saying they forgot about Point Edward, but when Point Edward was involved with the county.
Yeah.
So we reduced it down.
oh, okay, this is just a correction.
Well, yeah, sorry.
I thought maybe you wouldn't notice.
No, I think they kinda, yeah, they,
And any word on this year's?
come on, Tina.
It took us a whole year to get last year's.
Yeah. Nothing yet.
Okay. You wanna do library? You want Jim to do library?
Doesn't matter, I don't think you have much to talk about.
Paul, should we get Paul?
We can do library though,
Yeah.
it's right there, Tina, just utilities
And maintenance.
and maintenance.
Hold on. Yeah.
We're budgeting 1,000 less than last year, so I think that's. Works for me.
Maintenance is going down, but costs are going up. That
Right.
makes sense to everybody, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Okay, then I think Mr. Burns, the rest of our stuff.
So we're at.
Council,
This.
no, council.
Excuse me. So want to go right to expenses or per diem? Where do you want to?
Yep.
Per diem's at 2,000. Where it's been for quite a while. We dropped it back in 2019, COVID, and we just left it at 2,000 since then. Expenses, so this is where we would put conference attendance and such. We put that back up to pre-COVID levels. Last year we spent 2,000. I calculated for 4 of you. Yeah, 4 of you to go to AMO, about 13,000, which would include mileage, hotels, registration, per diems, and a meal allowance. So if everybody claims all that, we come up into about $13,000.
Just have a question about that. And I've talked about it briefly, just about our conferences. This is my 10th year on council. I think I've only gone to a conference 3 times. And I'm just wondering if there's a way we can cut that back a bit. Because sending 4 people to the same conference, I just wonder what's the benefit bringing home? And I'm open to hear responses. Because we always go to the same one. I can't go, it's my busy time for my work. But there is the small urban one, there's the rural one, there's Good Roads. And I just think this year with Ottawa, we're maxing that budget. Is there a benefit to sending 2 people one year and 2 people the next? And again, please let me have it. Because I think it is a great expense for 4 people to go to exactly the same conference.
I think that's a great point. As long, like, I think that if 2 people went and shared what they learned, that we could get as much out of it as if 4 people went. I don't see any flaw in that logic.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I haven't been to a conference since 2018. I don't feel like it's holding me back on what I do as a counselor here. There is so much information online. Just sitting in this meeting, I got another email from AMO about something. FCM sends emails all the time. I don't know if everybody gets that. I always get it from OSUM, which is a small municipality, Roma, not that we're rural, but just a way to break it up. And again, those other conferences, I think the furthest distance is Toronto, which is 1/3 of the mileage. Something to consider.
Yeah, I agree, given the size of our community, to send that many people. And if the people that attend come back and basically do a presentation to council, like, you know, here's what I found, here are the highlights, here's whatever. And I myself have wanted to attend like Good Roads or other ones as well, but AMO's the one we go to. So I would support a change in how we approach it.
Yeah.
Well, you have the option to pick your road,
Yeah, I know, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
didn't
No, I
want
just, I want to throw it out here. We took a little shot at it last year by
Yeah.
taking away spousal meals, which was, you know, minuscule expense that we
Yeah.
took down. That really was a blip of nothing. And I just think with the mileage, unless Thunder Bay hosts something, like this is a big kick for us. And I think that if there was a report, I know Councillor Gordon, the first year he went to AMO, brought back a beautiful report and then was told it wasn't really necessary. I enjoyed it because I couldn't go to AMO, but maybe not to that detail. And then if somebody attended a different conference, I know the small urban municipality one is in Aurelia, I think. And then Good Roads and Roma are always in Toronto. It's quite a smaller expense for the taxpayers. And I think we would be really showing that we're doing our part.
And covering more ground that way as well.
And you're here for 4 years, so you've got a chance to go a couple of times, you know, stagger it.
I get your logic, but I'll tell you, every other municipality has a bigger budget than we do. They're sending whoever wants to go, and some of them are going to two.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
they recognize it as, it's almost like a benefit.
Mhm.
So you get your salary and you get a conference. And
Yep.
it happens to be that AMO is the one that's most structured to learn that.
Mhm.
That's why it's the most popular, but like in Petrolia, they can pick whatever they want. And they can do a couple.
I also note that at AMO, they have concurrent plenary sessions. So sometimes there can be upwards of 5 topics all at the same time. And often we say, which one are you going to? Which one are you going to? And then we make sure we cover it off. So we do cover more of the plenary sessions, but we could also probably get a summary from AMO on what's been discussed at that plenary. They often share the PowerPoints and that.
Well, they
So-
send a disc.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
CD.
So
Yeah,
I'm just saying both sides of it, right? I get it.
yeah.
And
No, I'm looking for a discussion on
Yep,
this, so, I see it as a place where, you know, we could make a change.
and we have also, we did with the spousal meals, we also brought our meals under better control, right? As far as the per diem, we have to submit expenses to ensure that we're only recuperating what we're out of pocket. But as you say, the mileage in the hotels are what is the expensive part. The registration's not that bad. It's the,
Like 700 or 800.
yeah, it is a lot for.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I mean, for this year,
Mhm.
hotels are booked already.
Yeah.
We might be able to. Like, there might be somebody looking for the hotel rooms. We're on the hook for those hotel rooms for,
Yeah.
for all what, so. And with the replacement, we're hoping to pass our budget much earlier next year, so it's something, you know. We do a lot of this planning before the budget's even prepared. I think next year, I mean, I think it's a good discussion to have, and next year. I think it's too late to change much for this year.
Mm.
But for next year, I think it's a good idea to have a conversation amongst the group of, and, you know, spread out. Small urban is a good, you know, we are small urban, we're also considered rural as far as the province is concerned, we are considered rural.
Yeah.
And the Roma conference covers a lot of things that would affect it. Like, you hear rural, you just think it's all about agriculture, it's not.
Well, that's
It's-
what happened to me this year. Like I get covered by a conference for the county and I'm going to Good Roads. And the warden told me that I would have got more this year. I would have got more out of the rural. And I said, I thought that was like agriculture and stuff. And he said, no, it would have benefited from it rather than Good Roads, but I'd already registered this year. So
I could be wrong, but there's nothing booked for me. Yeah, is there?
Well,
Cause if there's
there
not,
is and there is, there is for me, and I'm not going, so, but, yeah, I mean.
cause
I
I would
don't-
be okay
yeah.
giving up a spot. at
And
conference.
doing something
Sure.
for different one or whatever, yeah. We can, I think, again, the details we can figure out later. I think Councilor Burgess makes a good point. You know, there's several good conferences, some of them are a lot smaller and, but sometimes you get more out of a smaller conference, you get to have more. You know, you get to have conversations in small urban. I know Janice Robson used to go to that one quite a bit, and she really enjoyed it and found she got a lot of good information out of it. So, I think going forward, yeah, it would be nice to send people to a few different things. FCM is a really good conference, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's generally a little more expensive because it's all over the country.
well, I went when it was
But-
in London.
If you send one person.
Ottawa.
Quebec City.
No, I went to London.
Oh, well, you were there and when it was in Ottawa too, I thought.
Quebec
It
City.
it was in, yeah, that was Quebec City. Yeah. that's
Again,
right.
the details
Yeah.
don't matter
Yeah.
today. I'm just saying FCM is a good conference.
Yeah.
If we send one person to FCM. it's not-
I've attended FCM in the past just because that's almost the only one. I'm not retired. I have a lot of obligations during the year. I have children at home that I had to navigate schedules and childcare and everything like
Sure.
that as well. So the only one that ever would work for me was FCM. But yeah, I'm just, as a group and as a taxpayer, I wonder what of the benefits are that we're bringing back from these that make Point Edward a better place. So again, a discussion for another day.
Um,
Regarding the line item, you said 13,000 was your estimate.
That's about, yeah.
So
We
we could
we
come-
budgeted 22. Can we drop that to
Now,
17?
I know there are other things that Counselor Mondu mentioned, about going to a seminar on cybersecurity for elected officials, like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, Jim has
things
that
like
note out to us.
Yeah.
that come up over
That price has
time.
dropped too.
I would hope so.
Yeah, we hope so
Like
too.
$550 for a webinar.
It's 300.
But I'm saying if we put
This
in,
isn't just,
yeah, but we put in
Yeah.
17,000, we're still leaving 4,000 for,
17 reasonable, do you think, for some of the other expenses that are in there?
Yeah, like I'm
I have
not
to look
doing a
at-
conference, I can't fit it into my life either way.
it's up to you guys.
17 or 18, I think.
18.
18?
Okay,
And then I think what we need to do is make an agenda item on a committee, to come up with a policy on attendance and see where we end up.
And I can put together a list of the different conferences that are available. There's one, Transportation Association of Canada is another group, and it's a little bit technical for the elected officials. It's more directed towards staff people, like, public work setting, but it is a good conference. So anyway, I'll put together a list and get forward and looking at those kinds of things. Then the general government, Tina?
So public relations, any,
What does that entail?
sometimes it's like, could be pens, it's things that don't always go into,
Pins and pens?
and,
so, you know, the ads that we purchase,
yeah, there's a,
like for Remembrance Day or different times, is that it?
could be memorial
Newspaper stuff.
things,
Okay, just curious,
Yeah.
it's a broad term.
Mhm.
Then WSIB, I guess I skipped over the public relations one. WSIB, you don't have much to say over.
Get covered, I got hurt.
And not to share over.
Well, school shares, I heard.
So then if we go to general government, regular wages, that's office wages basically. And there's a substantial increases in all those lines, but that's because we're gonna have Tina retiring and a replacement coming in. This budget allows a person to start on the 1st of June. So it's actually, it covers 17 months of salary. Tina will be leaving us full-time approximately the middle of September. So it would give June, July, August, and part of September of the overlap, actual overlap between the two. And so that's why those numbers are showing a drop, a large increase this year. They'll go back down next year. There is an offsetting revenue that we brought out of reserves to cover the difference between, a 12-month salary and a 17-month salary. Just because we didn't think, it's a one-time expense, we didn't think that we should raise the tax rate for that one-time expense.
What reserve did it come out of?
it's coming out of regular revenues.
Okay,
You'll see it in the revenue.
okay, thanks.
And then travel and meals, that's just, simple, like little things around town. It's not, doesn't cover conferences, but if someone went overnight, a meal allowance might go in there.
Mileage and stuff,
For me,
mileage for,
for running around town, the bank and such. Get into building maintenance. 20,000. Office supplies, we left at 24, we were at 19 last year.
We knocked that down a little bit.
I think it, what did we get new? Oh, the, folder and postage machine, it was, the lease was up, so there's a new amount now. So you might be able to come down a little bit, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't come
could
down
be
too
lower
much.
too, because we got our deck repaired. And wasn't that eating up some of our
No,
building
that-
maintenance? I'm just thinking of
Yeah.
things that we have improved, the basement we improved. Have we been spending money out of that? For any of those things? that-
No, that came out, that was capital.
I mean, it's a,
And if we could do the new furnaces and air conditioner, that should they're gonna be under warranty for 5 years.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be an office supply.
No, I think Paul's still on building.
I'm
maintenance.
just,
How are you?
yeah, sorry, yeah, I was on that
Sure,
top
that
one,
went, but-
the building one,
Yeah,
just because we
Yeah,
have spent some money on some projects and I
Yeah.
thought maybe there's something we can shave
furnaces
there.
would probably be, we're always spending money on those freaking furnaces every year.
Well, we just
So-
spent a bunch on plumbing.
And the sump pumps and everything.
Yeah,
It's all been-
Yeah, so I'm saysaying we've renovated all that stuff, so maybe that expense won't be as high.
We can just bring it down to 18.
17.5.
All right,
Sure.
Going once.
I would say 18.
All right.
yeah,
And then we'll give you a couple grand more on the office supplies too.
22.
Okay,
Go
22.
22 there.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Wow, it's blowing now.
utilities,
I don't think you should touch those.
no, they're only going one direction.
VoIPs.
I don't want to complain, but the insurance has gone down. Is that?
That's why I said what might have been in one, but when I had these amounts, it was a different invoice they gave me.
Yep.
So now that might go back. But somebody else's might go down. So at the time of this book, that's what it was.
So the line insurance deductible raises a good question.
I was thinking that should go up.
Well, we've changed our deductibles, and
Yeah.
so should we be creating a deductible reserve?
We have one, but
Oh, do we?
I believe. I don't have-
We used to, if we didn't spend it, we used to transfer it over. And I'm not sure if we've been doing that the last couple of years, but what is your insurance deductible now? Isn't it like,
Just a lot.
Huge.
yeah, like shouldn't that be offsetting what the new deductible
Yeah,
is?
we should work towards getting those reserves up to at least cover.
It's 16.4 right now.
I think it's 25.
It's like half a claim.
Yeah.
So we should be, I mean, we have other reserves, but
So should we change this insurance deductible line to $5,000? And then when it's not used, it rolls over to that deductible reserve?
that'd be fine.
Okay. Anybody else agree or,
Yes.
So you,
again, I know it's the wrong direction.
Going the wrong way again.
We just ate up everything we saved
instead
up.
of the
top.
4, now you got, yeah.
Audit has stayed the same for a number of years. We're raising it this year. Is that
And I added audit and consulting because their stuff is changing too, where there's a lot more, not just financial auditing, there's a lot more consulting stuff they have to do, so.
general legal costs? We just left 2,500. We're dealing with legal quite a bit right now, but we're assigning a lot of it to specific accounts, so it doesn't just go here.
Mhm.
Bank fees. Pretty much standard, or not standard, but sticking with what we had last year, and we're pretty close to budget. This ORMA mat tax, that's what we pay ORMA for collecting the mat tax for us, and that's completely irrelevant to how much we bring in, we just give them a percentage. Postage courier. Pretty much just go with actuals.
I've never understood why, that didn't drop more when we did away with the water billing, or do we pay?
The water building have their own,
Yeah, they pay for the
Postage.
postage. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I just, oh, then it came out of the water
Yeah.
department. Yeah, yeah.
Health and safety, it's just general health and safety stuff. Keeping the same. Training and conferences, we're bumping back up to kind of pre-COVID levels. We haven't been, there has not been much out of town stuff lately. Letting that go back up. Association fees is things like AMCTO or Municipal Finance Association, those types of things, memberships in those areas, advertising.
Please pop up the training and conferences. Do we need to maintain a $9,000 budget? Based on, the actuals for the last 4 years?
I'm
Well-
thinking maybe this year we could drop it a bit, because I'm obviously not gonna go anywhere, and I don't think your new person is gonna be going this year.
No.
Well, I don't, well,
We,
Yeah,
just timing, right?
yeah, You're right.
But like, because they're doing turnover.
Yeah.
Till the fall,
So,
it's not likely.
but I don't know if there's any courses I'm not aware of that anybody's taken either.
We could probably drop it back down to 7.
For 7, okay.
Then the association fees are just.
But Jim, can we go back up here for a second? Did you start say you're not gonna go to the conference this year?
Not that one.
Oh, you might go to a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I would leave it. Okay,
And association fees are just pretty much sticking close to what the actuals were. Advertising, same. Charity rebates, that's stuff that Tina looks after for taxes. And again, just trying to stick close to what we did last year. Tax adjustments. We're not gonna go with what we did last year.
We don't see any
Mhm.
surprises this year?
there was that one that they just gave us notice of, what's, remember I sent you the ICC, do you want it? It's not gonna be anything like this huge, but there was some appeals, yeah. So the 7,500 should be okay.
Miscellaneous expenses. Computer service contract. And that's our Keystone stuff, so we're just sticking with. We're close to budget last year, we're just increasing a little bit. And then outside consultants, again, most of that outside consultants, since it's. Put off towards the specific project they're working on. This grant expense. There's still money in that,
Yeah, 13,250.
we need to make that go away.
I know.
We need to use it. We don't have a peg for anything, do we?
Well, I thought you did.
I thought we.
Let's
did
look at
too.
that spreadsheet again.
Yeah, we'll look up some follow.
Get rid of it.
We can Use that.
Okay, so then let's go to police.
I just wanna mention that, I'll have to pick up Christian at 3:20 from school.
Yeah.
It'll only take me a few minutes, so we can take a break at
Yeah, just make
10:03.
arrangements for somebody to do it for me.
Okay, so telephone at the police station
Maples, right?
dropped down to 5,000 based on,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
put a new system in there.
The
police
bill,
station.
they only dropped the bill, couple, like, what, it used to be 600 and something, now it's like 400 and something. So we still get something.
Utilities. they're
Either way, I'm-
What's it say? So we're pretty close to actuals on the utilities. Page 15. This is not cool. Building maintenance. Sticking close to actuals.
And what do we spend that much money on?
That's a lot of janitorial supplies, the cleaning company,
Seems like a lot of money for such a small building.
They have somebody in every day
Oh, do
to
they?
clean, yeah.
and it's a minimum, right?
Yeah,
Can we talk to them and see if we can go every other day, or is it like 7 days a week?
I
I don't know.
don't believe so, but I can follow up. on that.
Because I know they don't have like a receptionist there Monday to Friday anymore, so it makes me wonder if the volume of people in there still warrants the level of cleaning we're giving them. Like, if we go to every other day, that could drop our costs in half, technically, or a third at least.
I think it was because of COVID,
Yeah, we did ramp it up then, didn't we?
then it's stayed up.
Yeah, but then we got rid of that one. That was. That
And then-
cleaning.
We had suggested if they could use the same one we were using, and they said no because of
Police clearance.
police
security
clearance, exactly.
No, we're
Well,
using
no,
the same
we
company,
use the same-
Oh, well, then we
No.
did, okay, that was something in the past.
Yeah,
but with ours, because we were getting
Yeah.
charged so much.
Yeah,
We sent them over to Public Works.
yes,
So we were getting charged for the time anyway.
Yeah.
So,
No?
But they never came.
Do they show up and do it?
insurance. It's just an actual or close to an actual. Office equipment, same. Taking close to last year's. Paid duty ride program, we try to match the grant we get for that program each year. There should be an offsetting revenue above that we try to stick pretty close to, and the OPP contract cost is down a little bit. And then the police services board. The reason for an increase in wages there is because we're gonna have more board members. For part of the year. Right? So, you know, done calculations for that.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
We're going to 2 counselors on one. The counselors get paid a per diem for that.
Yeah, you get a little bit extra.
You
I
do,
mean, on the police service board.
not that I was ever with that.
It's no different than like county council, it's a different board.
Yeah, you,
There's
look
a-
at your thing you have.
Okay, I didn't notice it, and honestly, I thought it was just part of the job.
Just get the amount. and-
Okay, I'm curious.
So then benefits and wages, or benefits and WSIB are all related to that. Conventions, send board members to the OAPSB conference.
Now,
So
For-
would you send? Has anybody said they wanted to go?
Lou's going.
Louis going, yeah.
So,
so do we need 6, in
Yeah.
23, 2 people went, didn't they?
Yes,
And then, so 3,000 for 2 people. Now we're asking for 6,000 for Louis,
well, Carolyn can't go, 'cause she'll be in Italy, so you could probably reduce the number.
but I mean, we're asking for double what it cost to send 2 people last year. So why don't we drop it to 3 grand?
Okay.
Where is it this year, do you know?
Or really, Collingwood,
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was in Niagara Falls last year,
Yeah.
right? So
I think so, yeah.
it's in Collingwood. I went last year because we had paid for Lou and he
Yeah.
dropped out at the last minute for a family issue.
Yeah.
So I went to Niagara Falls this year. He's going and Carolyn's going to Italy, so there's only one person going.
Reduced to 2,000?
3.
3.
And then the membership dues, $8.25, they must have just raised the amount of dues. That's-
And protection services.
Conservation Authority is an actual cost from them, and I'm sure that includes the new program.
Yes,
It does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I had a question about that. Okay.
Health and safety expenses, those actuals, staff training, you know, Shelley always puts together a list of what we need to get done and costs, and 23,000 reflects that. Miscellaneous costs. COVID-19 expenses, we can get rid of that line.
Sorry, Jim, just to back up for a second.
Mhm.
We spent in 2023 19,000.
every year it changes depending on what's due that year.
Okay, it's
So she gave me
23,
a list
okay, 23 seems
of
right.
what she needs.
Okay,
So
Yeah,
it might have been
remind
something
me.
in 2023 that wasn't required, but maybe due now in 2024.
plus we'll have 2 new people. They'll have to do some of the basics.
And then
3,
EA
because there's one in water.
EAP program. Pretty standard.
And then next page.
Building.
Inspection.
Building permits.
Yeah.
We just stayed close to actual on the, on both, well,
I think we
Actually,
just,
property
we have
standards.
it's kind of like the snow. We have kind of a set amount, because you know, it just fluctuates so much, right?
okay.
And then the crossing guard sections new.
I got a question on the property standards. So that's actually what we paid the county,
Last year, yeah,
and our recovery was like 7,000. This year we're budgeting 20,000 recovery.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've changed how we're getting billed by the county now. They're giving us itemized. So every month we get a bill and it says, you know, there's property standards. So-and-so's house, and we can bill it, we'll bill it at that one. I think our billing will improve quite a bit this year.
I hope so.
Question on crossing guard. You were gonna follow up to see if we require a crossing guard with the new crosswalk.
That's, I think it's, I can follow up with Lydia and ask if we, I don't think we need one, like there's nothing that says we have to have one,
Yep.
but.
We have one at Murphy and Cathcart, like a high-tech crossing area
Yeah.
system that was put in, they still have crossing there.
There?
for
Yeah.
Westwood.
Even though they put lights in.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a, I think more of a political decision.
Yeah.
If you want to have someone there. The gentleman that's doing it right now is pretty reliable. He was a
Mhm.
little bit, or a little bit worried when he come back from Christmas that
Yeah.
was not going, he just wanted it to be afternoons, but then he realized he needed the money, so he's doing it, and I've not had one single complaint about him. So I think we've maybe had to cover him twice this year for where he called and wasn't, you know, one day sick or something, and then he was having car trouble one day, so like we got him. He's done a good job.
Mhm.
It's been-
Because we could, if we decide to go that route, you know, we could maintain his employment till the end of 2025 or
Mhm.
four,
For-
and then have him coach the kids on how to cross using the lights and then see how that goes, right? But,
Yeah, that, I'm not sure, I'm
yeah,
not sure if he's a coach. but,
right, yeah,
We could have the school potentially do the coaching.
yeah, yeah,
I think it'd be a good idea to just to have a little bit of public consultation.
Yeah, yeah.
See what, because there's only about 12 or 15 kids that are crossing on a regular basis.
yeah.
That changes every year though.
It-
depending
yeah.
on the age of the kids.
Yeah,
And we'll also see what the other traffic calming does to Michigan Ave, right? It might be a much safer street.
yeah, we get that. We get that crosswalk and bump outs put in, then they're only crossing 2 lanes instead of
For, you know,
3 for sure, maybe
Yeah.
4.
yeah,
Makes the trip across quicker.
yeah. And traffic coming out of the downtown might be slowed because of the other crosswalks.
Can we consult our public safety experts in the back here? What would you think about that?
Or changing it over.
Yeah,
Um,
like how important do you think having having crossing guard is there if we have the new crosswalk?
I don't think people are being that alert on the road to South Hall. I don't really like what I see, the way people drive, so. I'm not really,
I stood there one day watching a person drive and brush the crossing guard
Yeah.
with an orange vest and a stop sign in his hand and go, oh, I didn't see him.
they don't stop for
Yeah,
us.
so-
I mean, people are trying to go through an intersection on the highway. We have lights, we have barricades, we have vests, we have
Hmm.
everything. Yeah, it's,
No, I just wanted your opinion on it.
yeah,
because-
yeah. There are, just on that, there are options on PXO. Like I think I sent, the ones that are fully automatic, once you break a line, like it's got. Like a laser, once they cross that, the lights, everything happens, right? So then if somebody forgets to press, it will do that for you. Not to say we shouldn't maybe have somebody there as well. But it's just a safety issue because they've got a long way to come from front to Alfred. Right?
The other thing
Coming
is
that way.
too, Tim, I mean, from just some of the experience I've seen. Just this happened the other day, so coming behind the school bus and like yellow lights come on and the red lights come on. And I'm watching 2 children over the county come to the end of the driveway. Either child lifted their head at all to look and see if traffic was coming. Now that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's not good. Education needs to be taught, unfortunately, for everybody, because they need to be aware that these lights, these crossing guards, they don't mean, you're not gonna get hurt. You need to. I think training definitely should be put in the curriculum for the children crossing the streets.
I think it is. I
Is it?
know my son just brought home completed
Yes.
homework about
Good.
that in grade 1, but I don't know how frequently they teach it.
Yeah, because I think at one time, I think the police used to go over there and do a little talk about different things like that, like long time ago.
They used to bring an elephant, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elmer.
Elmer.
but it's, yeah, I mean, you think today's, but they're not looking, I'm telling you, they're not looking. Exactly.
And this brings up another idea is we're gonna be introducing 4 crosswalks into this village. And I wonder if, when we get underway, if we could approach the school to see if they would do a session for every class on the fact that these crosswalks are coming. We've never had them in the village
They
before.
would let Claudia and do some training.
Yeah, yeah.
We used to have to do it. Yeah, we used to have to do it in grade
Well,
eight.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They could do it together.
Or the OBP, ask
Yeah.
them to go in and run a class with them and so that they learn how to, just pushing the light doesn't mean you start walking, that you have to wait and all that
But
stuff.
as I say, Greg, when I went to Bridgeview School, grade 8 students, we had to be the crossing guard.
Yeah, I remember those days,
And then
yeah.
we got-
So maybe that's a way that they can help. There might be a way of benefiting that. Like,
Mhm.
And I was a crossing guard and I got a trip to Ottawa.
yeah.
So anybody that was a crossing guard in Sarnia and Pine Edward got a trip to Ottawa for doing
You
it.
never know, right? Promote something for it.
Yeah.
That's true.
What you'll do for a trip.
I have a
Yeah.
few minutes. to
No.
do that.
Okay. So,
Let's, Paul's gonna go through.
okay, then the other crossing guard position, like, we used to contract it with the city. And so it was just a bill from the city that we got, or contract from the city, not to them. Internet is pretty much the standard, so that line's gone. Why do we need $500 or anything, you know?
Just in case he needed a safety vest or something, or,
The internet is a kind of a fairly fixed cost. Emergency planning,
that's Claudio's line.
Is that with cell phones and?
The cell phone's right below it. The emergency phones, but
budgeted 10, we spent 3,800.
Oh, no, that's. Well, then
Yeah,
why
I
do
think
we need
it's generator
10,000?
PMs and emergency phones.
That's all the cell phones, the employee
Yeah.
cell phones.
That must be generator maintenance.
So we were up over 10,000. As high as 12, almost 13. The last couple of years, we've been down a little bit.
why don't we go back and see what was in those other years that made it so high? And make sure you're aware what might need to be
Yep.
looked at.
For emergency phones, when was the last time we did a RFP with cell providers?
We have not, since I've been here, we work off counties.
Plan,
Program,
whatever they negotiate?
so, yeah.
Okay.
And then Humane Society is an actual bill.
Which we don't have yet, so I just bumped it up a little bit from last year's,
And then dog tags,
which is a minimal too, right?
we had to increase because it doubled a couple of years ago, but
County Public Works, we did, nothing in technology, planning and zoning,
I will be back
Yep.
as soon as I can.
and then we'll do revenues.
Get some fresh air. You said public works?
No, I said planning.
sorry.
Do you want to take a short break?
Sure.
We take 10 minutes.
And then,
She has to go pick up her child.
It'll only take me 15.
Yeah,
so we'll take a short break.
Yeah.
While you run out.
Thanks.
We could do this planning and zoning and then take a break,
Okay.
and then we'll get revenues,
Oh. I think there's only
2 items.
items, yeah.
so, yeah, and they're pretty standard stuff. They're, one is per diems for the committee members, and that's dependent on the number of applications we get. And then the expenses is probably mailing. you
Yeah.
know,
those notices.
Yeah, I mean, so, again, it's very,
Transfer to reserves are just. I don't think there's anything budgeted in there yet, okay?
so that's everything.
So then we could go to revenues after?
Right, pull the audio.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Just outside from here.
We brought that up to Paul about, opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what I want, I used to spend
All right, we're good again.
Okay, if you want to recap before we go
Yes,
get into the revenues. We were at 6.74. We're now at 5.9. So we're getting pretty close.
And to get that extra 1% is 28.5.
29.
Yeah, if we get, yeah, if we could find about 29,005, say 30,000.
Yep.
You'll be under your,
29.5, Greg.
Yep.
There, I wrote it down. So we were at 674. And we're down to 5.9.
So go to page 2, can't do much about,
Page two.
payments and live. Page 3, money transferred in from the gas tax, safe restart transit money.
nothing.
A grant for 17,000 from the
County,
county for policing. And we budgeted 100,000 from the county roads based on what we had last year.
County policing ones.
Mhm.
Yeah,
331.
I heard rumors they were not doing
they
that
said
or
this is the
something.
last year for it. Because their revenues have dropped so much.
Yeah, I remember reading something
I
about
read
that.
that, I just read the report the other day here.
Thank you.
So we may lose that, because somebody brought it up to increase it. And then,
Yeah, we should be getting it for 2024, but possibly not after.
that's right,
Yes,
Yeah, I guess you have to give them notice.
yeah, they did.
Okay.
Basically,
Yeah.
they did. You guys in the fall, I think we noticed that county.
Even tax certificates, based on last year's actuals. We sold an old truck, they're not gonna sell again, I don't think. Other income, $3,800.
Anything else we can sell?
Jason has his hand up. Oh,
Thank you, all. I just wanted to, it's just been brought up recently that we're gonna start charging back to the county. Or I guess 25% of any catch basins and sewer repairs, we go storm sewer repair. We have to do on those. Never been billed back since I've started. So I don't know what kind of revenue, but there will be some revenue that we can start bringing back in. We just don't know how much.
well, this really fluctuates from year to year anyway. So just because did 98 this year, other years we've only gone, say, 47 and 70. So I think we're safe to keep it at 100 for now, just to kind of get an idea. Without,
Other income, you know where that might come from?
yeah, just kind of like the odd blue box, if I get money back from EHG annual return, just,
Just a few dollars from miscellaneous stuff at the fire department.
but
Much there to,
no, not much there.
miscellaneous police, that would be from a reference, I assume. The ride grant that we spoke about earlier, that's got an offsetting expense.
Now, there's something else. I think it's under the miscellaneous police fees. That's gonna start decreasing each year too, until we get nothing. I think it's that 65, we don't get a lot from it anyway, but. I think they're doing their own or something, so now the municipalities won't. It was,
This is the ride grant?
no, that,
Miscellaneous police fees.
yeah, I think that's
Oh.
the one that's
Oh,
gonna
right, I get-
eventually decrease down to
Yeah.
nothing, but we should
Yeah.
still get something this year. But going after that,
Curb cut fees, minimal dollars, EFBCL,
that's the federal bridge, that 18%.
okay? So that number, we're just going on actuals.
Yeah.
That number may go up if we do that diesel repair, but, or does that go in capital?
Yeah, but we give them, we like some of the projects and
Okay,
go from the operating bay and then.
Okay.
Long as it's not going into a reserve, because then once the actual project gets done, then they'll.
So should we bump that up? No,
Is the diesel thing going ahead this year?
We, in May, you know,
okay, alright,
and they're about a 6 month wait. So depending on how soon we can get all the detail analyzed, we may or may not. And we could potentially buy the diesels and not have them installed, so we could, part this year, part next year, but can't guarantee it'll be done.
Yeah.
All this year.
Okay, and then laws, public works and maintenance,
That's just an annual amount.
minor variances and severances, just depends on the number of applications that come in. And there's an offsetting expenses that kind of match that. All those planning items are just, kind of based on we've gotten in the past. They fluctuate from year to year. Dog licenses. Just going off last year's actuals. Building permit fees, were, last year was a bit of a standout. We're not anticipating anything there drastic this year.
So, and that were the expenses below. If we end up bringing in more fees, then we transfer to, that's where that reserve comes from,
Right.
the difference.
Okay.
Right on page 6.
Property standards recovery, that recovery from last year basically came from one property. As I said earlier, we'll be building out, making a much better effort to build out stuff on a regular basis going forward. Vendor licenses, that's, somebody doing a show at the,
We just go back to
And the chip truck licenses.
property
Okay.
standards recovery.
Yep.
Can you explain, so we budgeted 12, spent 75, now we're asking 20. Is there,
Because
This is a
that's what he
revenue.
was just talking
yeah, I wasn't
about.
so
listening,
we budgeted to receive 12,000 in revenue, we got 7,500.
right?
And we're hoping to do better this coming year.
Okay.
There was the bills from the county used to come. And it all come on the same bill, whether it was a property standards or a dog complaint or what have you. And it would be a bit difficult to try and figure out. It all came in basically as property standards because the same person does it all. And then we have to fight through the bill. The bill that's coming in now is much more clear and we should be able to do things much more simple than that.
And vendor licenses while we're on that, there was a big show at Best Western Guildwood last month for a whole week. They were just selling. Do they come in and get a permit? They do get one? Okay.
Yeah, they did for sure.
The golf
Okay.
shows and that, they come in and.
Oh, good, okay.
And if we find out about them and they're not there,
Yeah.
Oh,
they come in and we charge them double.
that
Okay.
happened last year to one guy.
Yeah, if we're aware of something and we don't have a license for it, we call the hotel.
Yeah.
And tell them, okay, and the hotel knows, like they know they're supposed to have a license, so they should be telling
They
me.
should be telling with the rental time, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
So you have to bring back a license.
And I think, I want to say, I think there was a change in management last year or something like that, that the new person didn't know that they need a license, so.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Pretty good at it.
pretty good about it, yeah. Then the chip truck rental, we're in the second year of 3-year contract. We advertised twice for the second location and haven't had any interest in it.
Nothing.
The Blue Water Bridge Authority, I don't know if they've found anybody for their second location yet either. Whoever was there did not come back this year. And last I heard, they were still looking for somebody, so. Could be an interesting development to watch down the road.
Yeah, Sarnia is changing the bylaws on food trucks. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, let them go anywhere pretty much.
Yeah, we'll see.
Miscellaneous raffle licenses, sticking the same. Court charges sticking the same, parking infractions. We're basically, I know we'll exceed that mark this year. We've had 4 or 5 people come in and pay paying parking and handicap accessible,
Really?
$300 a pop. But
Casinos.
And is the casino issuing those or OPP?
it's OPP.
Oh,
I can put that to 1,500 if you want, then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
The challenge is with this winter, we didn't get a lot of overnight tickets, obviously.
well.
It's hard to hammer people for that.
Probably,
He did a
yeah,
blitz.
more than we probably normally get.
Oh, really?
I'd say more than last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh, yeah.
OPP have been doing
Well, good.
a job on that.
And he-
I don't think they're hammering the heck out of anybody, but they're more than we've seen in the past.
And he's got more than one handicapped at the casino on different occasions.
Well, at least 5.
Yeah.
We've had at least 5 people in to pay.
Mhm.
And one
So-
from, actually from the states mail us a check.
Wow. So you increase that, Tina?
To 15, yeah.
What's there?
Penalty and interest on taxes, the reason that's down so much from 2022, I think, is largely due to Hometown Creek
Yeah.
property.
Yeah.
And so we're just sticking with last year's actual on that. Roughly.
I knew we'd miss cleaning up that.
Yeah, well. Bird in the hand started doing the bush.
Yeah, exactly.
So ice rentals, this is one where he increased to 327.
327.
Floor rentals will stay the same, public skating. And those are basically just based on actuals and, you know, if we know there's special events coming in, we might adjust them, but those factors have all been taken into, consideration. Advertising, there is some people showing some interest in advertising, we haven't budgeted for anything there. And, sure, you know, $130 in the arena last year.
I did, but I forget now. Do you remember? It was a fluke.
Got the change in the floor and dressing room?
So that's revenues.
That all the beer cans you took back?
Yeah.
So we found a few dollars there, but not 30,000 by any stretch. So the one thing we had committed to talking about a bit more was the points paid for the fire department. And we're still sitting at about, to get 5%.
You still got more
still got-
revenues.
Like way more revenue,
Like what was done.
Two more
Got
pages,
Canada Day event,
transfers.
No, that's it.
page 8.
Oh, I thought that was still,
Page
I
9.
thought that was in their expenses.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, the word maintenance makes you think it is.
Yeah. Oops, okay.
Oh, yeah, 8.
So waterfront park maintenance, we're not budgeting anything there. There's probably some one-time deal back.
Yeah, I still have something showing in the 5-year.
That's my kid, yeah.
Doing a $1,500 donation for Canada Day, $5,000 for a splash pad from the Optimist Club. $1,500 from memorial tables and planters. 730, we're not budgeting anything for benches.
So these-
Budgeting,
The new picnic tables, should we be allowing people to put memorial plaques on those?
we didn't have a large uptake when we did it at
Okay.
the splash pad, like.
Oh, that's right,
maybe
yeah.
2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
And we do tell people those are still available. There's, for whatever reason, there has not been
okay.
a large uptake on it. We're budgeting the same amount for summer students from summer jobs program for last year. We haven't heard anything from them yet. Put the application in and haven't acknowledgement that they got the application, but that's all I've gotten from them.
That could be a potential addition to revenue though.
It could be. We're
Small amount.
counting some.
Yeah.
We're counting 4,300.
I read an article that last year, some communities just were outright denied.
Yeah, well,
And so they say a lot of it's based on your relationship with your MP or whatever.
$4,000 from the community halls to offset hydro costs, and that's from the Optimist Club. Blue water power distribution, so this is the interest on our stake that we own in Blue Water Power, that goes in the general revenue to offset energy costs throughout the municipality. The dividend goes into capital.
So given where interest rates are, do we think that'll be even higher, or have they given you any indication of?
No, because I don't think it's based on, it doesn't fluctuate with interest rate, it's
Oh.
fixed.
It's a
I
fixed
think
amount.
it's I wanna say it's a 6.5%
Okay,
instrument of some sort, that we have an investment worth X number of dollars and they pay the same interest.
okay.
I don't think that it fluctuates.
Okay.
The dividend may fluctuate a little bit, but I don't think the interest rate does.
So the interest income is,
Down.
yeah, I projected it down based on St. Clair's project starting, right? When, is it started now or soon?
Yeah.
So we won't be carrying that much
We'll be
money
withdrawing.
that we were doing. So this was just strictly a guess. If we don't have to pay the bills as quick, maybe we were not gonna start paying until whatever, then this could go up.
So up to,
But if it's,
it could go up to almost as much as 30,000, could it?
well, that's just it. This is like you can. I mean, one year we only, like, it fluctuates so much, but
Yeah.
because we were carrying such a good amount, because
Yeah.
the project had getting delayed, we were making really good interest.
So the project starts in April, and the draws on completion, how frequently are
We've
those?
never filed a draw with Infrastructure Ontario yet, so I have no idea how long it takes to.
But I mean, paying McNally, when will we start paying them?
I would imagine, I think they're monthly, they can submit payments monthly. I don't know if they'll get us anything in for March or not. They may, because they'll have, I mean, they had the condition assessment people out starting right at the start of March pretty much, so. I wouldn't be surprised to see some invoices from them, and then we have invoices from last year that we could submit a payment to Infrastructure Ontario now, just to see how the process works.
I'm trying to determine how fast this interest
Yeah,
will drop.
and then we have the interest that we billed to the accounts receivable company.
Okay, yes,
So,
it's,
it's hard to say, right? Like, I mean, this is one where you could take a gamble and say, no, I think we're gonna get more. Because I really didn't have anything to base it on.
Right, he's picked a,
I just picked a number. I went 150,000 lower,
yeah,
but
because we're gonna probably carry that balance probably for at least half the year.
I
Right?
would think.
Yeah,
So if that's
Well,
where
we're-
you want to
We're
take
at the
it,
end of March already almost, right?
yeah,
yeah.
So we're quarter through. So.
I think 230 is a more, is a more accurate estimate.
I'll support that.
it's a risk, but I mean,
I mean,
It's all a risk.
you want me to increase that?
I have to have something to write on this page
Okay, yeah,
for an adjustment.
the chair said yes.
okay,
Okay, hold on.
Everybody seemed to be nodding,
Yeah,
so
off.
To me, this is our only kind of spot that I think we could,
Yeah,
right?
then there's 375 we're bringing over from the capital side.
Now, this was the one, sorry, Jim, this was the one that we were trying to bring down, like if we decrease the capital, it's good for capital, but it increases what we're looking for here, but since COVID, we haven't been able to go through with our plan. But you should keep that in the back of your mind that we wanna work on that again.
reactivate.
Then last year we brought in 145,000 from the previous year's surplus. Which we've done nothing this year so far.
And we shouldn't have to now,
Right,
based on increasing our interest.
then the 69,175 is that extra months of salary and WSIB and all those benefits for. Cover the overlap on the treasurer's office.
And the 5,000 is Doug's training,
Okay,
and there's that 13,250 for that MMAH.
Yes. No, we even know what that is. Or what it was for.
Well,
For the beginning.
we do, but we just forget. I haven't done that spreadsheet. So-
Somewhere in the file.
Okay, so now if I plug this number in, hold on a second. Three oh nine, 589. That brings it to 4.867.
867?
4.867, yeah. Village portion only, and without any of the county, I don't know what happened with that.
4.86.
I think they're going status quo. so they're gonna-
867.
How much is 0.13 of a percent?
Like how many dollars?
Yeah.
So then, now I'll go back to my one outstanding item you want to talk about.
Oh, right.
Point pay.
Sorry, Jim, I forgot about that.
No, That's okay.
The,
What, do we want this number to be?
firefighters pay.
I don't think we really
Same to the end.
discussed it.
Okay, sorry, you wanted to discuss the point pay, so
Yeah.
that's gonna change it.
The personal thing?
You have to do a call.
Give them a call, give them a call. Mhm.
Paul will step
We're
out.
gonna talk about points pay.
Okay,
Last year was 595,
595,
in here somewhere.
so we're already better off. 5.95, oh, that's right.
so we're. A number of you have expressed interest in increasing that point pay. To get it up to 145, you need about another 10. You've got roughly if you're happy around 5%. That's, there's $3,000 there. Add another $10,000 to the interest and you're.
Or we haven't brought anything from the surplus.
And could we bring some of it from the firefighter trainings reserve or? It's a,
The only problem with doing that is it takes care of it for this year.
yeah,
And
yeah,
It doesn't.
added to the tax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd be okay going to 4.99. That would get us 3 of the 13,000. And then where'd you say you get the other 10 from?
Surplus.
Yeah.
Or
well, no, from-
Increasing interest
Increase
even
that
higher.
interest by another 10,000.
Or even the casino revenue?
No, that has nothing to do with
Oh,
this.
right, okay.
Yeah.
The wrong side.
Just when you think I'm figuring it out, eh?
They're both a gamble.
Yeah,
Okay, so for now, you want me to put in 145? For this one right now, and then figure out where we're,
How to get there?
Yeah, if you change the point pay number to 145. And change the interest revenue number, add 10,000 to that. And see what.
Hold on.
works.
number one. So now we want to make that one. $240,000,
45,
245.
no,
No.
145, 145.
no,
No.
Interest.
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 What do you want it to be?
240.
240.
10,000 more than we were, I was. Yeah, 240.
Now. Oh, nice. 39. $4.95.
We're good, Paul.
Corey,
Yeah, 40. Yeah, he's gonna press 0 for reception.
So with all the recommended changes, that puts us about a 4.95% increase. We have a balanced capital budget. And if people are happy with a 4.95% increase, then we need a motion to approve the budget as amended today.
And I think beyond a balanced capital budget, we've got a balanced capital budget that's gonna address a lot of not a lot of problems, but a lot of things in the village, both St. Clair Street, Michigan Ave. There's a lot of pretty major capital items in there, so it's I think it's a good news sort of capital budget too.
There will be more than the residents certainly will see when the money's being spent.
Exactly, yeah. So do you want to make the motion?
Yeah, I just want to
Wait,
make sure
I
we're
just-
all
I
good.
don't- no, I have a
The mayor has
question.
Yep.
So what about this surplus?
Last year's
That goes
surplus,
into the contingency reserve.
Okay, so we don't
After-
wanna use anything in the budget?
Well, if you don't have to, it's a good year.
Yeah,
Because then
okay.
you depend on it every year.
I know,
Right.
I know, I just,
And we're transferring 375 from casino revenue, is that what I read? And
Yep.
is that what we did last year? So we were on a push to try and reduce that number year over year. The fact that we're not increasing it is good, but I mean, should we be trying to reduce it again, or like,
I'd like to see it come down.
yeah,
See, I hear the
So to
opposite.
do
I
that,
always get people asking, why aren't you spending casino money? Why aren't you spending casino money?
we are.
we
I
we spend it all, yeah.
I know, and but
Spend
they
it all
want to know
once.
where it all goes and, you know, why should we sit on it if we have it?
But this isn't sitting on, it. This is like putting, we're trying to reduce how much goes into operating,
Yep.
right? Yeah, so, but I know what you mean, yeah, they say.
so if you wanted to reduce it by 25,000. That's basically gonna raise your tax rate by 1%.
Mhm.
Or then we could take it out of the surplus.
And in that case, you're really
Not doing
something.
anything, no.
It's-
But you're one budget to the next.
It's more optics.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
of the fact that we are relying less on the casino, but we're also putting less into our reserve. So,
But also, Paula, related to the casino money. So one of our responsibilities is to share money
Hmm.
in the community. So all of that money, a lot of what was in donations, I always remind people, we gave to the parade, we gave to the lights, like this is stuff outside of our own community, but for the broader community, that's casino money.
Yeah, and Lambton College and
Yeah,
Water Health
yeah.
and all those things over the years.
hospice, yeah,
Yeah.
Positions, recruitment, and
It would not be very difficult for us to take that, for me to take that capital list. I mean, you don't wanna put in the stuff like,
like the hockey
you
nets.
wanna generalize it a little bit, like. It would not be hard to put together a list that we could circulate out through constant contact that really breaks down where that money's going. Especially on a capital standpoint, and so, we're spending $8.8 million in capital. Maybe $1 million of it's going to reserve, I don't know exactly what, I'd have to figure that out, but, actually spending. 7 million, like 6.3 just on roads.
Hmm.
And then all the other stuff that we spend money on, so. And that's something that people be able to read fairly easily. So yeah, we're spending basically the last 4 years of casino revenue. In 1 year,
Mhm.
so I can put that together and put that in,
I think that's important, especially for the folks.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, people don't even, they don't even understand. some
we were
people.
doing that budget summary for a few, is that what you're proposing,
Yeah,
dusting that off and,
yeah, and then maybe even simplifying it even more from a capital standpoint,
yeah.
like just making it almost black and white.
Yeah.
6 million on St. Clair, 300,000 on Michigan Ave.
Yeah.
X number of dollars here, like, and just put it, like, not fancy pie charts for that, just
Mhm.
this is the project, this is how much your money is going towards it. And then it's very simple to read.
Yeah, and people ask that very politely too. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
vilify
No.
anybody, but even on the candidates night, that was one of the questions that came up and usually by the end of the conversation I have with anybody, I always tell them how amazed I am, how quickly you can spend $1 million as a municipality.
Yeah.
It used to seem like a lot of money
Yeah.
until you sit here and look at these numbers, so. But it is something worth, itemizing somehow, just again, because it does come up all the time.
Well, then when we do our our Canada Day event, we have to recognize. As part of the recognition program coming in there, we spent money, so that would be helpful. Like when the casino people come in and
Yeah.
celebrate.
Before we
Okay.
vote, did we hit everything with the staff? Everything seemed last minute things or no? Good? Okay.
So we're good. I can make that recommendation
Motion.
and move that we approve the budget as amended today.
I'll second that.
All in favor? So that's it for the budget. I can turn the meeting back over to the mayor.
Just confirmation bylaw.
And so that was the last thing on there.
Oh, look, look, sorry, it's not. No, it's not there.
Just confirmation bylaw.
I have the
Okay,
confirmation.
confirmation bylaw.
Go ahead and move it.
Okay, I move that bylaw number 6 of 2024 being a bylaw to confirm the resolutions of Point Edward Council, which were adopted up to and including March 21st, 2024, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed on this day.
I'll second.
All in favor? Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
second, all in favor? Thank you.
I'll see what's going on.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there.
I'm not tired yet.
We're still live.
Dinner, and then I have to.
Say goodbye.
Yeah.
Um,
Bath.
Yeah.
No, because by then the baby will be up again.
Oh, yeah.